Millie rolls to tie Soul's harpstrings and nuts. Probably success. I don't know what check that would be. So roll for assholery.
People usually just take 20 on that.
I miss take 20 rules, or take 10.
Looks like it's not freezing, so
Yay!
I'll check it periodically.
Nice.
Like a newspaper. It's got into there.
Yeah, periodical. Yeah, I get it.
Thanks. That's so fun.
And I think that I mistranslated the Adam speak. It means he's in for tonight,
Yeah, that's what I thought it meant.
but
Because he said he'd be
Like-
fashionably late.
I didn't see the GIF.
Yeah, I was.
Y'all ever get like, it's like a zit on your tongue? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've had a inflamed taste bud on my tongue.
It's like a single taste bud, though, right?
Yeah.
It's right at the tip of my tongue.
It's
I
always
fucking
always
hate it.
right
I
there.
fucking hate it, and
Yeah.
it always lasts for like 3 or 4 days.
Yo.
But it happens so rarely that it's like you don't get used to it, and then it happens again. You're like, fuck this. All right, here's today's music. Jimmy's
Frozen?
good. Yeah. I thought that was Jimmy's "I'm gonna murder you" face.
No, if it was Let It Go, that would be my childcare flashbacks, because that
Well, in
movie
that case,
came out.
No.
And I just had this one kid, it was a special needs 5th grader, who loved Frozen, and so I'm like, I can't tell this kid to not play the Frozen album on repeat, because they're so happy, but I'm going to gouge my ears out with a child spork.
I think that's a fair response.
Very impressive.
I love Frozen unabashedly.
It's good. Second one, not as good.
I actually really like the second one too.
I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say
I heard
it's
a lot.
as good.
I heard a lot of people liked it better than the first.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I was kind of shocked too. I liked the first one better,
But the music was weaker in the
The
second.
music was weaker. The story was better, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I couldn't tell you. The only song I remember from Frozen 2 is Into the Unknown, which
The
is
big one,
the
yeah.
main one. I couldn't tell you any other song. Meanwhile, Frozen 1, I know almost all the songs. Alright, so I asked the players what I should do to fuck with you guys tonight. Somebody says pocket possum. No explanation.
So clearly Millie's getting another minion.
Alright.
Orchard
I
Maid.
think no explanation is really needed with that.
That just makes me think a random NPC is going to be pulled out to play dead.
Oh, that's
That
a
could be
good
it.
point. You think they're dead, they're not.
Is that what happened to our body?
Oh no!
This whole time he's just like, well, nobody checks my pulse.
I think you did this on accident, but that is an amazing face that you just made.
Oh, yeah.
Here, I'll put it in the group chat.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Just so,
Let's
Immortalize it.
immortalize
so
it.
everybody could look at it for you, Chris.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I have my slack-jawed yokel moments, too. Just like everyone else.
It makes sense. Days grew up with Kevin, so.
Yeah. Last week it was Alex. You know, this week is me. Who is it next week? Who knows?
Okay, let's get started. What you got?
Sushi. One of those
Sushi.
days.
Me too.
Sushi.
All right. Thank you.
And get hands.
Oh no.
You're not a kid.
Yeah, no comments.
So last time, y'all had fucked around a bit inside the Doma Arigato. You definitely discussed for quite at length about Millie going into the basement, past the trap door in the room that she snuck into that she wasn't supposed to. I should have expected that would happen because don't go in. Okay. You also headed to the palace, so Doma Castle, I should say. And it is a long and expansive castle with lots of parts of it being outdoors, the castle town itself. And he took a long winding route, which I forgot to take pictures of, damn it, but I'll do it another time. A long and winding route through Doma Castle, and eventually ended up in an antechamber where you met with Gosetsu, and you were more introduced to his assistant, Yugiri, and she had been following you around a bit, and she made sure that you were able to be admitted to the castle. Gosetsu finished his bowl of ramen and led you into the throne room where... do we really just lose the White Sox? What the fuck?
You lost to the White Sox.
I hate everything. Yep, you lost the White Sox. How dumb. Alright, and then Kian was kneeling on a pillow and he was lighting some incense, and he turns around to face you. He looks awesome, sounds awesome. That's my best way of describing him.
Yep.
And informed you, or well, inquired as to why you were visiting them in Doma, and also informed you a little bit about the geopolitical nature of the region, namely that there seems to be a war of some kind going on between the tribes of the steppe. And after Sheridan very quickly left the room without excusing herself, did she excuse herself?
No, she just turned.
No, how fucking rude. That's where we cut the session. So, we will begin there today.
Oh, and Yugiri has one gumball in a pocket.
One gumball in her pocket. Thank you.
Yeah.
She's gonna, I know it's there, she's gonna put her clothes in the wash, it's gonna be a whole mess.
That's terrible. Why would you do that?
Especially if she's wearing silk. It's ruined.
No, she's a ninja, so her armor's made of hide.
You can have silky ninjas.
But silk ninjas aren't made of puns.
Yes, correct. Alright, so we'll begin there. Was it something I said?
Yeah, you know, taco massacres generally have that effect on people.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry. Poor attempt at levity.
Not
That's
the
the wrong
greatest
fucker
bit of
for this.
information. Excuse me. I'll turn and follow Sherban out.
Okay. Sorry, wrong music. Close enough. Alright. Well, I take it that your group has some discussing to do. Was there anything else that you needed of me while you were here? That's a lot of kids. Can you open that for me?
I get it.
37 husbands and kids?
Wow.
37 each? Benner, come here. Hello. Welcome. Is that a Bernie shirt? What? I said, is that a Bernie shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
What's up?
Howdy. Welcome.
Hey guys, how are you?
Got enough room, or do we need to move the bench?
You literally just started.
Wow, I'm like not.
Who's writing this week? Oh.
No, Post was going to do last week, so I think it should be Jessica.
Okay.
I think.
Yours was from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Poe's last week. So
Right.
Jess is writing this week.
Yeah.
Which that's actually kind of good timing. Are you on the list of writers? Because I feel like we've skipped you.
He's done a couple here and there, but I don't think he's
Yeah,
done
but I don't think
No,
he's on the list.
yeah.
Do you want me to add you to the rotating list? Or do you want to just kind of do it every now and again?
Just do it every now and again.
Fair enough.
Right now, I don't know if I would have time to get journals in,
Okay.
Before the next session, unfortunately.
I'm looking forward to another hairy journal at some point.
Gosh, so much.
I think once we deliver the final episode of the season, I can start.
Cool. Alright. Yes, so, is there something else that Doma can do for you?
Yes. What is happening? How did I get here?
Are you serious?
No,
I just
no.
told you. Yeah.
Ask not what you or what Doma can do for you.
Why male samurais? That's right. Long story short, you're meeting
Talking
with
to the king guy.
the king of Doma. His name is Hien. You're visiting him because reasons. On your way to the step, yes, connections. And he just informed the group that there seems to be some kind of civil war going on in the Azim Steppe, which is where Sherbin is from. And there's a lot of bloodshed.
Well, that sounds great, but we have something much more important than that civil war. We must deliver some eggs. Find some eggs.
Yeah, that's right. We still got those eggs we gotta get, but DX, how much time we got left on that egg thing?
Well, we still have plenty of time, Kevin. We still got, a couple weeks, 3 weeks, I believe. But I think we have more pressing issues than the eggs right now, though.
I agree. Oh, that reminds me. King, Prince, whatever I'm supposed to address you as. You got one of those shiny rock things that lets you move from one city to the next?
An etherite.
Yeah, that thing.
We have an etherite. At the moment, it is disabled.
I'm sorry. I don't know about your fancy technology and whatnot, and how your god works here, but how does one get disabled?
Well, we ceased providing it with ether. We cut off the flow, and it does not currently work. This is for our protection.
From what?
Good defensible position.
With the civil war in the Azim Steppe, it would not take much for a malicious party that previously had access to our etherite to teleport into our city and surprise us with an attack.
You think something like that could happen?
History tells us that it does.
If this is a civil war, how come they're trying to attack and kill each other? I mean, I thought that's a war that's like everyone being all nice and just talking out.
I understand your question.
Isn't this guy a king? Why is he dealing with us?
Because you provided him with his ancestral katana.
One sword equals 5 dumb questions. Professor, a quick aside.
Not
Like
bad.
speak with that. It's speak with king.
Sherbin left. He went after.
Oh,
Sherbin.
I'm probably not there either. Never mind.
No, you are.
Well,
Yeah.
Unless, do we leave him passed out in the Doma Arigato?
Yeah, but Harry gets around. He
I
comes stumbles through the door.
I
Hey,
can't find
yeah.
it show up.
Right.
Harry is never early, nor is he late.
That's what it is. I know.
I promise this will probably be the last question I ask. Probably. So, I don't know if you know about us, but we come from a place called Cliffside, and our entire town is trapped in some like shiny ball thing that's being held by a bee holder. And it's not actually something that holds bees, it's a thing with like a bunch of like kind of like snake arm hand thing. It has a bunch of eyes. Long story short, we're trying to get that thing, saved so we can save our town. Have you heard of anything like that? And if so, do you know how to break a town out from being trapped in like a globe of some sort?
That was quite a question. I must confess, my knowledge of beholders is limited in myth. I do not know much past random stories here and there, and I do not know truth from fiction in that case.
The one we saw was super sleepy. I mean, we kind of snuck out there and didn't even wake up as we walked away.
Yes, well, You may need to find someone more knowledgeable than I for this question.
All right. Like who? Because I've been to a lot of towns. No one really knows anything about.
I thought that last one was your last question. You've asked at
I
least
said
two
it
more
might be
since
my
then.
last question. I don't want to lie to you. My word is my bond. I said it might.
I do. Where is it that you would like to be sent? Keep in mind, you don't have your Magitech or your card.
Yep. What was the province with the eggs?
The Asm Step.
Just a step at large. That was
It's
where we were
in
supposed to-
Bardam's Metal, which is an area of it. It's kind of like a testing ground, a training ground for the tribes of the steppe.
Just the
Okay,
entire
yeah, but
step
so
will be-
the Gleaner's instructions were go to the Asm Step and get your legs.
Yes.
Okay.
What were you saying?
Is there only one aetherite in the entire step, or are there?
The steppe has 3.
Okay, so we would want to go to the closest.
You would have to have been there.
Or find a mage who has been there. Right?
No. As in, you cannot go to an aetherite that you haven't attuned to, even if someone else sends you there.
Which is what Millie's fishing out right now.
And he says the same thing to you.
Yeah.
While she's riding, I will offer if you ever make your way over and happen to be upon Cliffside, I'd more than welcome you to hang out and have a nice Popoto meal at my farm with my wife Georgine and my daughter Eliza and my son Paul. We'd be happy to have you.
Ah.
He's got the name right.
Should I find myself in the region, I would be delighted to take you up on your offer.
It's in that globe thing, remember?
I can do you better than Chocobo. Have you ever flown by Falcon?
Oh no, my arms are so tired already.
We have
I forgot about that,
Falcon
John.
forces here.
Yours? You have to flap your arms while you fly them?
No.
Oh, then yes, we'd love it if we could borrow them.
What an odd question. Very much like flying Chocobo. Not as fast on the ground, though.
Oh, if we can help out and quell, I have a feeling we're gonna end up in that region. If we could quell this civil war, anything you think we should know to help quell it?
Are you experienced in fighting primals?
Yes, yeah, we killed at least one of them.
You did, Leviathan. Well, then I'm sure that you know that prolonged exposure to primals can cause one to go insane and become a thrall to that primal. I would be very careful about this should you decide to take on the source of this distress in the Asm Steppe.
I mean, that's nice of you, but I want to let you know right now, most of us are into men and women, right? Me, women specifically, and I would never be enthralled by a monster. I mean, let alone have sex with it.
Kevin, where did you get that? I'm sorry. I sit here silently, letting you do your thing as our leader, but sometimes I feel like someone needs to intervene. What are you saying?
He was saying if the longer you hang out with... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
He was saying the longer you hang out with primals, the more you get thralled with them. And I'm just saying, I don't think anything like that is in our group. Pretty sure Bob looks down on stuff like that.
I find it amusing most of the time your misunderstanding of the nuances of several terms, but I'm still unable to understand how you're getting that meaning from thrall.
You know, when you're enthralled with someone, you know, when you're super excited by them and want to be around them, you're enthralled. Professor's not here. He taught me that word.
Oh, okay. I'll take it up with him then.
I must confess, my friend, I did not realize that you spoke. I thought you might be as mute as your Nikote friend here, given that you dress yourself the way that our silent stage plays do.
Yes, well, I was lost in thought, dear king. I was lost in thought.
Is that a normal occurrence for you?
Yes. Unrelated. Like, so he said that sometimes attacks in history have come through Aetheryte. Can I do like a history check? How has this ever happened?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm just curious.
Does it violate the
You
Gridania Convention?
Yeah. 11 in history.
You would actually know. As it's relatively famous. It's happened many times in history.
2.
The most recent one that you can think of was a war between Mughals and
Mughals fight
Mughals.
I'm going on a tangent.
it was Mughals and the Ixal, which are kind of like bird people, and the Mughals had a trading relationship with the Ixal, and then the Ixal, they're very tribal, overthrew their previous leader and became warlike, and decided that they wanted to encroach on Mughal land, and so they used that goodwill with the Aetherites to ambush them, so a surprise attack.
How many individuals can transport at a time to one Aetherite?
Up to 8 people per person that knows how to cast the Aetherite teleportation spell. Which is true for the game as well. Because you can only have 8 people in a party.
As far as like incoming people, it's just going to be however many can fit around the Aetherite.
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
them out of the way.
You'll find if you start doing hunt trains with us in the game, that's like hundreds of people. You'll try to teleport somewhere, it'll say your location is congested, please try again, and you'll just have to keep like trying to
Gotcha,
teleport until
yeah.
it works. Yeah.
Yeah, because the Aetherites function more as beacons. They don't really have anything to do with the casting of the.
It's
teleport.
like they're like, think of them like lighthouses. You are going aflow on the life. You're essentially adrift on the life stream. But if you have a location that you could find while you're there, you can safely arrive. If you don't have that Aetherite, you might never emerge from the life stream. If that makes sense.
Well,
I am sending you a message, Alex.
yeah, I think we
Go
might
ahead.
come back at some point and soon and see if we can borrow those flying creatures, as long as we don't gotta flap our arms. Let me go check on Professor and his love, and we'll see. What can be done. I'm sure she's trying to get to your Aetherite now, and if it's not working, sure, we're gonna have to come up with a different plan. I remember correctly, her family lives on the steps, or some of the family. I don't know how it exactly works. Anyway, here's our card. I hand him. I put the card on the ground since he's so far away.
Gosetsu like comes in between the two of you, and and then he sees you setting it on the ground, and Yugiri comes by and picks it up very quickly.
Oh, thank you, man. All right, well, I'm gonna be off. Maybe they have some other questions, but I'm gonna go try to find Professor in Sherwin. Thanks so much for your time, Mr. King. It was very much of a pleasure to meet you.
My ears perked.
My pleasure to meet you all as well. And he bows deeply.
Oh, you erased it. I was gonna use prestidigitation to copy that on a scroll.
I'm redrawing. Okay.
You guys don't have to go, but Kevin is now exiting the chamber to try to catch up with Sid and Sherwin.
Yeah. Well, I was just waiting for you to quit talking so we could leave, so.
You're just walking by the door.
Yeah.
Can we go down? I'm bored. Well, thank you very much, Your Majesty. We shall see you at another time.
Did he just get scared of himself?
I think
Probably.
he got scared of the trash can, maybe?
He shook and it jumped up on him.
I hate when trash cans sneak up on me. Alright. So, all of you are leaving the chamber.
No, I'm standing and staring past King Ian right now.
Is there something I can help you with, my guardian friend?
Shake my head. Do I still see stuff?
You do.
No, just trying to sleep off the booze from last night.
Many times I have had the same problem with sake. Very well. And Gosetsu and Yukiri also bow to you, but not as low.
Give them nods and I'll rush out with a worried look.
Worried look.
Eric's not here, right?
Yeah, he's there.
Okay. It's there in the corner. It's down the spot right now.
There you go.
Kavahag is gonna.
Oh my goodness.
Roll that up on a scroll. Kavahag is gonna like keep it.
I like your interpretation of the
Awesome
steps.
drawing.
I'll just let it stand. Picture, take this picture. Yeah.
All right. So while all this was happening with Hien, Sherbin hasn't stopped walking. In fact, she's not walking anymore. She's gone to a bit of a jog once she's out of the castle grounds. And she's jogging straight towards the inn that they were staying at.
Okay. The Doma Arigato?
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, I love that name now.
I will sprint after and try to catch up, if possible.
You have longer legs than she does.
Gotta have start.
Okay. So by the time the rest of you exit the throne room, so to speak, even though it's not exactly a throne room, Sid and Sherbin are long gone. What are y'all doing?
Well, I'm gonna sprint back to the inn.
Now, are we just gonna meet back then?
Okay.
I'm gonna ask if anyone saw Erwin running past.
Yeah,
Hey!
some of the... Go ahead.
You see a girl about this tall, looks kind of weird, like not like superhuman, but kind of human. And then there was like another guy, looks kind of like a smart dude that was chasing her, but like friendly chasing, like a worried face. Did they run past?
They just kind of point the direction that they ran.
Oh, thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Okay. Ooh, what flavor is that? Pitch black?
Yeah.
Oh, Pitch Black's a good one.
What does it taste like?
Well,
Like a void?
Grape
A
juice.
moist
Sure.
void?
Oh, I hate grape flavor stuff.
Oh, hell yeah.
Sorry. Oh, weird.
It's not
dark
like
citrus.
it's not like Otter Pop grape though. It's like grape with
the worst
citrus.
flavor.
What is a dark citrus fruit?
We don't talk about it.
It's an orange, but it's colored in with a Sharpie.
Emo phase.
Emo phase. God. Orange.
Avenged apple fold.
You can, but after about a moment, it's gone.
So I get it for like a second and then it's gone.
A little bit longer than that,
Okay.
but then it's as if it's no longer there.
Gotcha.
So it's unclear if Sherbin has even noticed Sid running after her. Once she gets into the inn, she makes a beeline straight for her room and starts gathering her things as quickly as possible, like just the bare essentials that she needs. And
I
then
would
she's
say it's
running.
Go ahead.
What's that? And then she's running out of the inn.
I would say as you grab your stuff and you begin to run out is when Sid would get there.
Okay.
Okay. I know. I understand, and I'm with you 100%. What is your plan?
Get out of my way. I've got to go. I've
I'm
got
not-
to go now.
I'm not stopping you, but let me help you. Tell me what we need to do.
Help me by getting out of my way. Let me go. I need to go to the steps as soon as possible. And she's walking away from him as she's saying this.
Follow along. I understand that, but you heard what he said. I don't know what your plan is. If you're planning to jump right into danger, you could put yourself into God knows what kind of situation, and
I
that's no
don't
help to
care.
anybody.
I don't care, Sid. I can't just sit here and not do anything. I
I
need to
never
go.
said that. I never said not do anything. We're with you 100%.
Then
But
come
let's
with
do it in such a way to get you there safely.
doing it safely could be too late. While we're standing here talking, she's walking. While we're talking, they could be dying, or worse. Or worse. I don't even want to think about that.
I know that, but you're no help to anybody if you're gonna die too. If you're gonna drop right into some place that's in the middle of destruction, how is that helping anybody?
I don't care. Sid, you don't understand. Those are my children.
I know
Not
they
just
are.
The ones, no, not just the ones I gave birth to. All of them. They are my children. I helped raise them. I need to go.
And I grab her by the shoulders. And we're not stopping you. We just want to make sure that you get there. Walk
She
along
pulled
still.
me.
Yeah, doesn't really fight hard, but walking along with her. Listen, we can do this and we can get you there as quickly as we can.
She's already running towards the gates of the city.
Following.
Okay. Well, there's not really a gate here because you're gonna have to get to the docks and you have to take the ferry across.
Okay, she'll do that then. She'll go to the docks.
Okay. The rest of the group, I would say, would probably be a couple of minutes behind, given what, like the length of time that before you exited. What's everyone else doing at the moment?
Okay, so we would probably see them walking towards the docks then at this point, right?
I would say that you'd probably be getting back to the inn. You could see the two of them headed towards the docks at that point.
How
Okay.
far away are they?
They're, well,
Within.
maybe 100 phones.
Okay.
Not super far away. I mean, she went in to grab her stuff. He didn't grab anything except for her. So,
Is it reasonable to assume that we, from far away, would be able to infer sort of the emotional stakes of what's going on?
well, they're not quiet.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Well, it seems that something is happening that perhaps is out of our purview. Have a hug. We shall leave the two to their discussion.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, DX, looks like they're walking pretty fast. Let's try to catch up with them and let them know what we figured out.
All right, well, why don't you do that, find out what's going on, let them know about the Falcons, and hold on, I'm going to be right back. I have to grab my guns, so, and then I'm going to run away.
Yeah. Make sure everyone's getting ready to leave. I mean, probably got to get there as quickly as possible. You know, it's hard to stop a woman when she's irate, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and Kevin, maybe you want to tell her that. that might slow her down enough while she's beating on you for us to catch up. Okay, so you
Possibly the most astute thing you've ever said, but it is also the worst timing.
yeah. So I'll grab your stuff. I'll be out there, but let them know that we're coming.
Thanks, DX. So I won't say that. Okay, what? Professor! And I start, like, chasing after them. Sherwin!
The second she hears Kevin's voice, she doubles it. Like she's short from hauling ass to the dock.
You get to the dock, and the ferry is not there. It's on the other side, and they have to be signaled to bring it over.
She contemplates swimming.
Okay.
Really, she contemplates swimming.
How far is
Seeing how Kevin's chasing them and they're like getting further away, I'm just gonna explain over the link pearl about the raven.
Falcons.
Yeah. That.
It's not a owl, it's a raven.
It's a writing desk.
From Atlanta.
Cat.
So before you storm off,
Looks like it was batting him on the head.
Sherbin, I know you're pretty distressed, but before you storm off and take even longer to get back, we found out that there are some Falcons that can get us there a lot faster, so we should probably regroup. And we can do it a lot more organized and maybe solve a lot more problems than you would be able to by yourself.
She doesn't hear a lick of it. The second she hears before you start storming off, she takes the link shell out of her ear and throws it on the ground.
Oh.
Listen, he said that we have Falcons.
See, I don't care what he said. I have to go. I have to
We'll take
go.
the Falcons. That's got to be faster than running there.
Whoa, I have to go sit. No, you don't understand. I have to go now. I can't just sit here and wait for the boat to come back. I can't just sit here and wait for these falcons to come and take us. I have to go now. And she starts taking off her pack and starts heading towards the water.
Not to throw fuel on the fire, but Sherbin would have access to all 3 aetherites in the step. She would have attuned to them a long time ago.
She's not thinking straight at all. She's not at all.
Okay.
Listen, if we could fly there, that's way faster than trying to run there or swim there, Sherbin.
Professor, Sherwin, oh, God. Oh, I thought I almost missed you. Wait, well, what are you doing, Sherwin? Look like you're taking off your stuff.
Kevin, not now. I do not have the patience for you right now. Whatever you want to say to me, don't you dare say a word to me.
All I was trying to say is the aetherite is down, so you can't take it here. They turned it off or something, and we tried to figure out a way to get to the steps as fast as we could, and we figured out taking Falcons was the best route, and we acquired the Falcons from the king, so kind of the fastest way to get there now is by Falcon.
We have them. Let's go get them.
It's already waist deep in the water.
I mean,
You're gonna follow.
That's not like a foot though.
Kevin jumps into the water, grabs Sherwin, and pulls her out. That's the way Stompy died. Stompy, that doesn't exist. Don't do it. I know you're upset, but you don't gotta kill yourself.
Kevin, if you don't let me go right this instant, I'm going to do something we'll both regret.
I'm gonna start squeezing it. Look, you're really upset, and I'm trying to help, and I promised I would protect you no matter what happened, even if that means against yourself. We found a way to get you to the steps, so now you need to stop flapping your stupid woman mouth for a second and just listen. We're gonna get you there as fast as we can, but you are overreacted, and I have to make you pass out just so you come with us. I will.
She's not overreacting. She's reacting pretty healthily, kind of. But let's... Sherwin, listen, please.
She's casting Tasha's Mind Whip on Kevin.
Tasha's mind what?
Whip.
Weapons.
Well, it's not much of a mind to whip there, but good luck.
I fucking do it. I'm assuming that have loud enough where it's making commotion. Harry's gonna start sauntering over there.
Yeah, I mean, it's also drawing kind of a crowd.
Yeah.
Melly was gonna ask that.
Can she
Cigarette
cast
or...
that if Kevin's like grappling her?
I'm grappling her.
What did I say? Ingrid, yeah.
I think before she passes out, I would say.
Just so you know, I'm not
Yeah,
squeezing you to
can she-
pass out yet. Like, I'm not
Can she
trying to
cast-
knock you out yet.
Like,
It was a
does the
threat.
spell have hand?
There's like 3 questions at once. Hold on.
It's voice.
Can we like roll initiative just to? Just so there's like
Hold on. Eric, what were you asking?
I wasn't sure if she could cast the spell if she's like being grappled by Kevin, if it has hand motions, but if it's voice only, then I guess it's probably.
If she's being grappled, that doesn't mean her arms are not
Correct.
held down.
It's not incapacitated.
I would say that I don't really want initiative for this. I kind of want to just let it play out.
Oh, okay. Just to add some order to the chaos.
That's okay. I like the chaos. I'm all about the characters.
No, this is good. Lots of drama.
Do I have to see if it hits him?
Yeah.
If it lands? Okay. How do I do that?
It's a spell.
This is the
Right.
second.
You have to cast it, and then just tell me what the DC Wisdom saving throw is.
Mine?
Based on your spell cast, it's my. Well, I have to Wisdom save against your whatever your spell casting. What is it?
17.
Yeah, there's no way that's gonna happen. 4.
Yeah, it's 17 on an intelligence saving throw, not
saving
wisdom.
throw. Oh, intelligence saving throw. Even better. So that's negative. That's 3.
So what's the effect? I haven't memorized that one
It
yet.
takes 3d6 psychic damage and can't take reactions. And it only has one action next turn.
Cool.
Isn't it 1 + 1 SL creature.
Why?
That's if you're upcasting it. The base damage at casting it as a second level spell with not putting more juice into it is
Okay.
3d6 damage, and then because he failed his save on his next turn, all he can do is move, an action, or a bonus action.
And no reaction, so.
And
Can I
you're
make it
welcome
as-
to upcast it.
Oh, absolutely. I want to make it as juicy as possible.
Upcasting only adds additional targets. It does not add additional anything to Kevin. It would just let you hit more than one person.
Okay.
She's
So then, yeah, I'll
whipping
just-
Sid too, just because.
No, I really need
That
to
being
sell
said,
this turn.
for
Actually?
future reference, it is a great spell to upcast because you put use a 5th level slot and hit 3 people, 4 people with that.
Dang.
Great.
She's hitting
Actually-
Sid and some innocent people on the docks.
Yep. A fish in the water.
Actually,
Stomp his body.
They reanimate
if she were to cast it at max, like at 5th level, how many people would she hit? Or things?
So at the second levels, that'd be 3rd,
3,
4th, 5th. It would hit 4 people total.
Okay.
And
What's the range?
Be
90 feet, so that's everyone.
30 feet.
The creatures have to be within
Yeah.
30 feet of each other. The initial
Okay.
target isn't within 90 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since she was already waist deep in the water and Kevin just started to drag her out, who's closest to her?
Just
Kevin
Kevin,
and-
Sid, and if there's anyone on the docks.
Harry.
Harry's started walking there. If you want to hit him, he's
Probably not within 30 feet then. They were sprinting away.
There's also the dock hands that are there, the NPCs.
So innocent, Dockhand, Sid, and Kevin.
Are there any
Okay.
I mean,
Commoners
Yeah.
would probably die from that spell.
kind of all over.
Okay.
Okay, she wouldn't do that. What's the highest to hit 2 people? 3rd
Third
level?
level.
Alright, so she'll cast it at 3rd level.
And you're hitting
Save?
Kevin and
Yep.
Sid.
Yeah.
Intelligence.
half damage on miss or save.
That is a...
Scared.
22.
Okay, so Kevin and Sid, you both have a very quick, excruciating headache, like searing pain behind your eyes, kind of thing, and it's enough to make you stop whatever you're doing. Sid, it doesn't hurt you as much as it hurts Kevin, though. What's the damage?
3d6.
Well, I asked. I didn't know if she rolled or not.
Oh, I don't know. Where'd my die go? Here you are.
Pretty much all of the Tasha's brand spells are solid.
They are. Silvery barbs. Fuck that spell.
Yeah.
9.
Something wrong with silvery bars.
It's a spell that I'm contemplating forbidding from the campaign.
Okay.
Silvery barbs on her.
Like, I think just up into
Let's go. Hold his temple for a second.
It could be
Shakes it
more
off.
effective than a counter spell.
Knock it off! I'm trying to help you!
I'd be very sad if I got this.
Sherbin falls back into the water and she just starts going towards the other shore.
Kevin
Again.
jumps back into the water, grabs at Sherwin,
It's just
and says,
I try to use it maybe once.
if you don't knock it off right now, more people are gonna die and we won't be able to get there in time. Do you want more people to die?
Great thing to say to her. She casts it again.
Kevin would be able to get an action in between your casting it.
Then Kevin.
So we
You
can't
can't do both
Because he failed to save, yes, he can do a 1 thing.
He's still holding her.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, she could have used her move to push out.
No, it's an action to escape a grapple.
Kevin's going to. Oh, that's a bonus action. Oh, is it a bonus action? Plunge? Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Also, why would you plunge when you're already holding her?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't take her with you.
Kevin's just going to pull her back towards the shore again. I'm not
So,
letting go. Either you kill me, or you stop so we can talk this out. And when I say me, I mean talk to Sid. I'm not the best talker.
Does Sid want to interject?
Listen, if you want to go, I will follow you. I'll walk, I'll swim, but listen, please, just listen for a second. We have the Falcon. We have the Falcons.
Let me go. And
We
she
have
casts
them.
again.
Next to you, Harry, while you're doing that, there's a figure that just appeared next to you. Like, you have no idea when they got there. It's a small Aura. You recognize her as Yugiri.
She was in the
King Hian's ninja lady.
She says, "Shall I intervene to help?"
No, this thing will work itself out. It always does. But tell me more about this conflict. Is there any more details you can give us?
Information from the steppe is slow coming.
Yes, but surely you, as the master ninja, master of shadows, master of secrets, must have a secret.
I remain in this region for the majority of my time.
Who is the king's spy master if it's not you?
Technically, it's me and the ninjas under me, but that's within our region. I do know things that are going on elsewhere, but information has been slow coming out of the steppe. One, due to their reclusive nature, and two, the fact that they're in a war, not a lot of messages are getting out.
Oh, that's why you've got to start making your own messages. We're walking and talking, right?
She's actually standing there. She's like, she seems, I hate to say, a bit hysterical, but understandable given the circumstances. I can incapacitate her.
Friend, I don't think we need that yet.
Yet.
Okay.
Or did you just cast friends?
Are you actually casting friends?
Not yet.
Oh god, the way you moved your hand and said that, I was like, oh boy, this is gonna get
Go
interesting.
cast friends on Sherbin.
That's kind of the
She'll murder you. Alright, so you're casting your spell again on Sid and Kevin?
Yes. At a reflex.
Okay, so this is another third level spell?
Yes.
9, it hits.
18.
So Sid's gonna take half again and Kevin will take full damage. What was the amount of damage for the first one?
9? 9.
Okay.
Dead.
Sherwin, look at Sid. He's bleeding from his nose. You're doing that. You're hurting him.
What's the second damage?
She hasn't rolled it yet.
Oh, I have to do it
Dead.
again? Okay.
Yeah, I was just waiting for you.
It looks like she's not coming back. I don't know if you can hear me, but
17.
X says that maybe
Holy
you should just
shit.
cast Hold Person on her. If you have
Are you
that.
doing that? Who are you telling that to?
Sid,
To Sid, okay.
just
So
to
17,
restrain her.
half 17, 8, or 9.
Round up.
Yeah, that one does stagger me a bit. Listen, and I cast Calm Emotions.
Oh, you had that the whole time, Professor? Just kidding.
That's charisma save.
So, Sherbin, you would roll a saving throw for charisma.
All right. Let's see.
Is Calm Emotions a touch spell, or is it...
I don't think
One
so.
action range 60 feet.
Thank you. Why do I even need to look stuff up myself? I have you guys here.
That's exactly right. You can choose to fail the saving throw if it wishes.
12.
Well, I had 17.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sherbin, you feel your extreme insanity-induced distress begin to wane, and it's as if their words about how there's a faster way to get there than on foot are starting to bleed through, and you calm yourself as much as you want to calm yourself, but you do have those emotions. Like, I'm not going to take away player agency, but the sharp edge that you were feeling has dulled.
You're not seeing red, but you're still feeling what you're feeling.
You're saying chartreuse.
Gotcha.
Sherwin, Professor's bleeding. He's bleeding his
My
nose.
nose.
He's
We
bleeding,
have
Sherwin.
the Falcons. Let's get them and go.
Falcons. 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 All right. All right. Where are they?
Do I knock her out now, Sid?
No, let's go.
Well, if that's one way to do it, I would have used sleeping darts.
I'm guessing Harry's still like 20, 30 feet from the shore, standing next to the person whose name
Yugiri.
Yugiri?
You're basically okay. Here, let me just give you an idea of what you're looking at. You're on docks, or there's docks here. They're the lower section. As soon as you get past the docks, which are water level, there is a switchback stair leading up to an area overlooking it. That's where you're standing with Yugiri right now.
Okay.
Sid, Tavi, and Kevin and Sherbin are all at the docks. Kevin's in the water with Sherbin right now.
Yugiri.
I'm in the water too. The two of us are in the water.
I didn't know you went in the water. My bad. Okay.
Can you send for one of your agents to fetch the Falcons? I fear that we might need them quicker than we could get them walking ourselves.
You need to go to the Falcons. They don't come to you.
What kind of use are these Falcons if they don't leave?
I guarantee you it'd be faster for you to get there on foot than for them to get here on foot.
All right, if I let you go, you promise you won't try to jump or continue to swim.
I'm not promising you anything, Kevin. Not
Let's just
now.
go and get the Falcons and go.
Kevin releases. Is like ready to like re-grab her if she goes back into the water.
I'm gonna look around on the dock and see if I could find the link pearl that she threw out.
She went to go find.
Yeah, you find one sitting like it came to rest in between a little bit of rubble.
All right, I'll pick it up.
Okay. The link pearls are pretty brilliant.
Sherbin's quickly skittering up to where she dropped her packs and stuff. She doesn't even mind that she's wet, soaking wet. She just puts on whatever she needs, her packs, and then just starts walking towards back where she came from. She doesn't know where. She just knows that there's supposed to be falcons somewhere.
Okay. And who was it? You asked Ingrid, and they pointed you. They actually said it's very close to where you had just come from. So the gates to the castle town, right outside of those, there's a falcon port.
Okay. So.
And then once Sherwin gets away from ear distance, I'll turn to Tav and go, "Women, am I right? Thanks for what you did back there."
Me?
I saw you trying to help, I think. Oh my god, I have a split headache.
There's blood running down Kevin's nose.
Hasn't even noticed.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pocket the link pearl for now and just walk.
Okay.
And I'll walk back with Tavi.
At this point, I would say everyone's kind of reunited. You've all converged on the same area to move in the same direction, unless somebody else had.
Well, I was planning for Millie to grab a falcon and literally pick up Sherbin, like fly it from.
So already you can see Millie running in a certain direction. They're running back towards the castle gates.
Can the Falcons fly inside the town?
I mean, if they're within the town to start, they have to fly in the town to get out of the town.
I mean, like, can it pick someone else?
Theoretically,
Gotta
yes.
Find out.
Yugiri
If they
saying
can
that.
do it in Beastmaster, we can do it in this campaign.
Really frowned upon to fly giant birds within a town.
Okay. If it's frowned upon, then we should do it.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, Millie.
Yes.
Character arc.
Here, Alcido. Her link pearl for when she's able to take it back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are we all?
Once I get back to the tavern, I get set up with the DX. Looks like we're gonna head to the Falcons now. Dealt with the Sherwin situation, kinda. She's heading straight to the Falcons right now. Did we get everything?
Yeah, I got our packs together because I figured we'd be meeting out on the docks. But if we're going to use the Falcons, that's even better because it means she listened to us.
Deus, can you grab the bag of holding in my pack from our room as well?
Yeah, definitely, Professor. I'll get that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll gather all that stuff. So,
As you run back in. You seem to be in a hurry. You going somewhere?
Yes, we're gonna go and stop a civil war.
Good luck. Do you want to prepay your rooms for when you return then?
No. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Are you leaving anything in those rooms?
I'm not.
Okay. If you do not pay for the rooms and there's anything left in them after a day, they're legally ours.
Well, I'll tell my group about that.
Very well.
All right. Yeah, so I'm grabbing my stuff, I'm grabbing Kevin's stuff because we were in the same room, I'm grabbing the professor's stuff.
I feel like
Yeah.
everyone would have grabbed their stuff, say maybe Sherman.
Harry's just going straight from the docks to the Falcon. Just...
Yeah, Harry never slept in the room.
Carries all of his stuff on him at all times.
I drift from place to place, never carrying much.
Hey, Professor, we're on our way. I think we got all your stuff, too, and Sherwin's stuff as well. Could you try to calm her down? I mean, this is like nothing I've ever seen before.
Yeah, Kevin, this is not a situation where I think she's going to calm down easily. Let's just go and get where we need to get.
Well, do you want me to stop by and get some chocolate? Chocolate usually calms women down.
I don't think that's going to work here, Kevin.
All right, if you say so.
I'd like some chocolate, Kevin.
Oh, of course, DX.
In before chocolate's lethal to bunnies.
Oh no, it's a fantasy game.
Hey, so I don't gotta stop by the market. Do you guys have any chocolate I can buy from this establishment?
You're asking in the market?
No, in the inn. I assume we haven't left the inn yet, so.
Ingrid chimes in from behind the desk. I got some chocolate.
Can I get some?
Yeah, you can have it.
Oh, thanks.
She puts basically half a chocolate bar.
It's gonna be euphemism.
No. on the desk.
Oh,
She's
that's
very
so
happy with
Kevin leaving.
No.
Oh, super kind of you. By the way, before we head out, anything we need to know about that room 4?
Yes, stay out of it.
Well, leaving. Where I was just. All right. Figured I'd ask. Hey, thanks so much. We'll be back at some point, probably. Assuming the Leviathan doesn't kill us all.
4.
Bye now.
Would you like, excuse me, sir,
What?
would you like to prepay for your rooms so we don't throw your stuff away?
There's stuff still in the rooms?
I haven't seen you take it all out.
I'm pretty sure it's all taken out, but what if I just paid you 10 gold to, like, keep it in the closet till we're back?
Deal.
All right. Hand over 10 gold. Hold on.
Okay.
Easy as 10 gold.
Make sure to mark it off.
Yeah.
We got Soul.
I think they doubled up on us because I think I paid before we even.
Yeah.
I think that was.
This is more of a
That was the
retainer
point.
for future stories.
Kevin's not thinking about it right now. He's just kind of like dealing with stuff.
Small businesses will get money however they can. You were saying?
Oh, when we got back, Soul was looking at that room 4 for a bit, and then went to look for Millie. But since she was gone, but saw her stuff, he was going to grab her stuff for her.
Okay.
Millie's just waiting to get to the Falcon Quarter.
At which point you arrive and somebody there is. Oh. Well, you need to pay a deposit to make sure that we get the birds back.
How much?
You're not there yet.
Millie's there by herself.
Oh, sorry.
Harry said he's going straight there. Oh, you ran there, right?
Yeah, and I'm faster than anyone but Deus.
No, I'm super
Let's
fast too.
say
Speed is 35.
And I'm a rogue, so I can dash for free.
Yeah, but that's this is we're not in combat.
Doesn't matter.
No, you only get a bonus action during combat.
You get a bonus action whenever you choose to use a bonus action ability.
I can fairy step, man. I can fly on my bird.
I'd like to see it just T-posing on an owl, just whee!
Actually, owls are the slowest birds. This is going
But no one will hear you coming.
No, they're the slowest.
Yeah.
But that's also why they're the silent.
Slowly into battle, everybody's like, wait, is he?
There's people walking under them faster. I do.
But nobody hears you coming.
yeah, they do. They hear Kamala struggling.
Bones snapping because they're hollow.
And jazz music, yes. No, okay. So they say the cost will be 2 gold for 3 days worth of rental. Every day after that is an additional 2 gold. Plus, you must pay a deposit of 2 gold per bird. You will receive that deposit once you bring them back to life.
she'll momentarily consider doing the math on that and just throw down 100 gil and cliffsiders, and then hop on one of them and fly towards the inn.
It doesn't. So they respond to verbal commands. Sorry.
I'm assuming the porter would tell her that?
Yes,
Then
that's what he just said, the way I said it.
She'll, minor illusion, just go.
The sound go?
Yeah.
It sounds like no humanoid voice whatsoever. It's just like this garbled sound that just says, go.
It's like using 8-bit sound to make words.
Yeah.
All your bird are belong to us.
So, let's see. How much was that actually? So, what did I say? 3 gold?
You said 2
gold for 3
deposits
days,
and 2
an
per
additional
day.
2 gold for every day after that, which you'll pay after. And then it's a deposit of 2 gold up front, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 40 gold up front with
then
20 days worth of extra. Or, no.
That's not 20 days.
Are we planning on bringing him back?
That's
3 days worth of extra.
So you get 6 days worth, basically.
Are we planning on bringing it back?
No, Millie doesn't care.
Probably at least not Omegas.
Our track record isn't great.
Why are we?
It's enough gold for them to not question how long we're going to be gone.
That's clever.
Okay. The bird is bigger than you are. By a lot. There are multi-sized birds in the lot. Not all of them are the same size, but that's good because some of them are smaller. They can probably more easily hold the smaller members, while some of them are larger. They can easily hold, like, a Kevin, for example.
She'll grab one that looks on the medium size, because that would factor in the weight of a Millie and a Sherbin being very small, lightweight people.
Sure. Well, all of the birds, they seem to have come from the same litter, perhaps, because all of them are stark black with purple highlights in their wings.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah. Okay, so you begin trying to fly. And,
Left. Right?
Yeah. So the bird takes off up. It won't go straight while it's in the city, like it's trained not to.
Smart.
So it's above the city at this point, like above anywhere it could cause damage by flying straight, and then it heads over towards the inn and slowly lowers itself to the ground. The rest of them are still back at the porter, though.
Oh yeah, that was her intention. Basically, that they're leave the car running type of situation.
Gotcha.
But yeah, then she'll be waiting outside the inn to spot Sherbin.
You see everybody out there except for... At this point, everybody would be out there.
Okay. Well, yeah, then she'll just look at Sherbin and the whistle.
Okay.
Sherbin makes a beeline towards Millie.
Do they have saddles, I'm assuming?
They do. But it's single-person saddles.
Yeah, well, tiny people. Yeah, so Millie will wave and scoot back on the saddle so Sherbin can drive with words.
Sherbin climbs on the saddle. Out of character, how do I steer an eagle?
Well, if anybody bothered talking to the Chocobo Porter, he'd be able to tell you.
Well,
You haven't ridden a falcon before, so you don't know.
I haven't, not even as a gleaner.
You might have ridden a Yule when you were in the steppe, but falcons are different creatures.
Okay.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of, Poe. Thank you.
Okay. Any specific kinds of verbal commands?
Not that you know of. For everybody. This is what your falcons look like. I don't know why I can't turn it sideways, but like that.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Colorful.
That's a mountain if you get it. Okay. So you kind of know that you can tell it what to do, and it'll go where you want it to go as best as it can. But if you talk to the porter, they could probably give you more specific instructions, and everybody else has to get theirs anyway. I didn't see what it said.
Up, left, right, etc.
A/B start.
Yes, I was just thinking that.
Actually, bonus lives.
And go anywhere.
Can,
All right.
can I see where? Can I see where the Falcon landing is from where we're at?
It's not too far away, and you would have just seen Millie coming from that direction.
Is it within 500 feet?
Yeah.
All right, I'll use ancestral lore and dimension door right to it.
Nice. Are you bringing anybody with you?
Was anybody next to me nearby?
You were kind of ahead of everyone.
Yeah, I think we're all there.
Going.
Okay. Well, you arrive directly in front of the porter, on the smaller side hire, who's very startled when you suddenly appear in front of them. Ah!
Believe you have Falcons?
You're with the Makote, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Here's your Falcons. Where's the rest of you?
They're coming.
Okay, well, she took off before I could give her any advice, but I just remembered that I have an accent, so 1 second.
I'm in theater class, and I've been practicing my normal regionless diction.
Thank you. Yes, so these falcons are very well trained. They can make their way back here. If you dismiss them, they will fly back on their own. To get where you're going, you can fly them manually. But if you do not wish to give commands or use your hands, you can simply tell them the location that you are headed, and as long as it is within this region or surrounding regions, they generally know where to go. Just give them the name of the location. They should be able to fly there, and there will likely be another chocobo porter at that end. Excuse me, falcon porter at that end.
Understood, thank you.
When they land, they just turn into chocobos.
Multi-purpose vehicle.
There you go.
Transformers situation.
I'm sorry, I missed those instructions. I was legit thinking about hostage negotiations.
What?
What?
You can control them manually with words like Millie did,
right up.
or you can tell them the location. If it's in the zone or a neighboring zone, they more than likely know the location and will just go to where you tell them to go.
All right. So at this point, Sherman would have said, please just take me to the Azim steps, please. Could you please just take me to the Azim steps as quickly as possible? Please, 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 please.
It just kind of caws, like, and then it begins flying.
Take mine and try to catch up with them.
Okay.
Can I yell
Yeah.
across to them, or?
You also have a link pearl.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But Sherman doesn't.
Millie does.
Millie does. No, Millie doesn't.
Millie never wears it.
We're all going to the same place. The step.
It's in her pocket until someone tells her to put it on.
Just keep them in your sights, Sid.
Here's a link for all. Millie, put it on.
You can do it. I believe in you.
The call cannot be completed as dialed.
So everybody, did Sid just tell everybody what he knows?
He'll tell over the link pearl and follow. Yes.
Okay. So I
As
guess,
long as the skies are reasonably clear, it'd be pretty obvious that bird flying that way.
And I will take my stack of exhaustion as well.
Okay, because of ancestral lore. Every time that you say that, I want to call it Ancestral Recall, which is one of the most expensive Magic the Gathering cards ever. If you want blue mana, instant spell, draw 3 cards. That's it.
And how old is that?
It's
Like
from
20
Beta.
years?
Alpha
Oh,
Beta.
okay, so
it's
even
the
older.
first set. Yeah, it's worth like $18,000 right now for the one that's in mint condition. What'd you say?
Nothing. So I need to sell some cards.
So you can buy an Ancestral Recall?
No. Just to live my life.
That'll work. Sports cards.
Yes.
They have no power and toughness on them. How am I supposed to play with these? What's the casting cost of Mike Trout?
Too much for the
Too
Angels to
sad.
win a game.
My pun, I surrendered my pun. You win. I withdraw.
Okay, so Here's to Falcons. Round. Something is wrong.
Streamlined.
What'd you say?
Streamlined.
I didn't catch that at all.
Streamlined.
Streamlined. Okay. All right. So all of you are at the Falcon Porter at this point, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would jump on. I say, I'll point at the professor's falcon. I'll say, follow that falcon.
It literally turns its head to look at you like I've been waiting for someone to say that. It just takes off.
All the Falcon comic books I've been reading, I never got to do it.
I'm out of your sight.
And the rest of you do the same thing.
I'm gonna hop on mine. Just say, stab and faster than those ones. We gotta win.
It looks at you, and you think you see concern in its eyes.
I hop on the biggest falcon I can find,
Okay.
and I go, women, am I right? Oh, that falcon.
The biggest one is female.
Yep. You take 3 points of piercing damage as it pecks your leg.
Oh, you're hungry. I take out some jerky.
Oh, geez.
Is it the mammoth jerky?
It is the mammoth jerky.
Kevin doesn't.
It opens its mouth.
And I feed it.
Okay. It likes it.
Hey, good girl.
It caws approvingly and then begins to take off. It
Roll for fingers.
Yeah. That's why you wear a falconer's glove.
Yeah.
Leave a note.
Sorry, Arrested Development.
Right. I don't know what I was expecting. Dead dove inside. Okay, so all of you are now taking off, and you're headed towards the what?
Oh, Harry was going to linger for a second.
Well, I was gonna say Soul was
He's gonna
very
malinger.
troubled and moving slowly, so I think he's probably one of the last.
So
ones
you
to
and
take off.
Harry have not taken off yet, but you do have birds waiting in front of you, and they appear to be able to hold your weight.
Tell me, Saul. That's how, too, you were part of the Garlean military, yes?
Yes, I finished my tour and decided not to re-up.
Did you ever see combat? The scourge of war ever come cast you into the fray, the forge?
Unfortunately, I know it too well. That's why I didn't want to sign back up again.
Yes, it seems that you and I are kindred spirits. We, too, unlike, I would say, all of those here, have experienced the horrors of war, the trials, the tribulations, all the terrible parts. Combat as adventurous is different, it's cleaner. You leave with gold and feel as though you accomplished something. With war, all death means nothing. Just more dead friends and senseless dead around us. Seems, by no intent of our own, we are finding ourselves thrown back into the fray, back into war. Kavahag, you weren't there when I was back in the military, but you will know it too. And you should do it with your eye open. Take the falconer's hood off. Well,
Is that the first time you've done that?
and not only for combat.
I was gonna say, does that mean?
Well, and when we went on that scouting mission in Kugane.
Yeah, like if you need your eye open, Kavahag, take it off. If you don't need your eye open, we put it on. But now we must always be aware of our surroundings.
If you didn't know, Kavahag is a cyclops. It has one eye.
Because it's a Faber.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So
That's wanted an excuse to get rid of the colorful falcon.
Oh no, I forgot. Yeah, those tie like a little bow tie.
So wait, if Kamahag's a favored, would then Harry actually know enough about the sylphs in Gridania?
that was the whole thing.
Right.
He said that, that's how he told you guys about Ilneg.
Yes.
Yeah, the Find Familiar spell specifically, every creature summoned with the Find Familiar spell is a Fey creature.
Okay, I never made
but
the
it doesn't-
connection.
Yeah, it doesn't inherently mean that your character has any knowledge of the Fey shenanigans. It's just that where you're summoning magical creature from is like that.
Would a
Okay,
Fey
gotcha.
connection be a rainbow connection? Sorry, you were saying?
Sure. Oh yes, it seems that all of the paths of the
Sorry, it's slow.
Thank you.
Seems the path of the river of time is bringing us back to the shores of war, Kavahog. Life is changing, and we can't go back. And we can't take the baggage from yesterday into tomorrow. Take out the flask that he always keeps with him. Take the top off, pour it all out, drop the flask. Get on the bird, use animal friendship to become the bird's friend.
You're not getting on Kavahog, you're getting on the Falcon.
No, I can't fit on Kavahog.
And Kavahog sitting on your shoulder then?
Kavahog, fly with us. Oh, you're now. You can't do that.
Poured out your alcohol?
I did.
Wow.
See, it got real just now.
Yes.
How long have you been waiting to do that?
Oh, until I realized we're going to go to war.
Nice.
And, Bird, what's your name? In beast talk.
Oh, you're speaking to it.
I'm speaking and I'm using magic to talk to my bird.
Worm Eater.
Worm Eater. I will give you many worms if you're able to find that bird up there with the two... Wait, no, she's a lizard. Cat and the lizard. And get in front of it. Let's go.
I thought it was going to be a hard task, and it just takes off.
Soul grabs the flask that Harry dropped on the ground before he
I think you just poured it out.
I poured it. No, he dropped the flask.
Oh.
You said he dropped it on the ground
Okay.
and left it. So yeah, Soul pick it up and then get on the Falcon.
What is the flask like? High quality? Was it made of anything special?
It's not made of, it's not like magic or whatever, or especially expensive, but it definitely does look rugged, like it's been around a long time.
Probably has some sentimental
It has
value.
a sentimental value.
Exactly. That
was nice. Okay. Well, it didn't spell it, so you don't know. She said, "Worm eater must be some big ass worms for a worm that's a bird that size, unless it means worm eater, WYRM. Guess you'll have to find out." All right, all of you are now in the air, and it takes you a second to realize how high up you are, and the fact that there's nothing stopping you from falling off, like. If they wanted you to. So you might want to hold on a little bit tighter to the birds, but you get a beautiful sight as you're flying. It's still early in the day. The time that you went over to the castle was in the morning, so it's barely even noon, if that, at this point. And you see the sea, literally the sea, and the sun glistening on it as you fly above it. The waters are so clear that you can see underneath it. You swear that you could probably see the corpse of Stompy. Sorry. But as you fly over Yansha, and you can actually see the layout, it's a very beautiful area. As you go over Namai, heading north, you go over a bit of a small mountainous range. And once you pass that below you, it's like the landscape is very different. It appears to be a lot of limestone and strangely colored water in there, kind of like you're looking at a geyser from Yellowstone. It's like rainbowy color, huh?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there appear to be like some crystalline creatures that are wandering around. You also see a lot of Namazu that look feral, the catfish people. And a lot of tigers. In fact, you see one tiger that's on a rock and it's just about to pounce on a Namazu as you fly over it.
Nice.
Yeah.
How far away? I give the tiger advantage.
You're like 300 films above it.
Shoot it.
Bardic inspiration to the tiger.
Exactly.
Sure, you watch it maul this helpless Namazu creature.
Yes.
It rips it to pieces in front of your face.
This is what we're going to be seeing a lot of in the future. The short future.
He says as we go to save Sherbin's kids.
Does he say that over the link, bro?
No,
it's not
God.
rated, so. Okay. However, now that you have passed over this part of Yansha, even by air, it's still another 30 minutes before you'll get to the step. So if there's anything that you want to discuss while you're up here,
Can we talk while flying on fast birds?
if you use the link bro,
Oh yeah, Harry doesn't have
or if
any.
you're right next to them, like flying next to them.
Take a moment to use prestidigitation to dry off Sherbin because she is soaking Millie's clothes by association of sharing a saddle.
I would say by this time you'd already be dry just from the wind.
Well, that would have, like, when they
All right.
first launched.
Okay. Sherbin, you're no longer what? Millie turned you off.
Okay. Good girl. Good girl.
Wow. I don't think she heard what I said. Okay, what are the rest of you doing?
Well, I'm going to ask the professor if we have a plan. Are you feeling okay, Professor?
Nothing that I can't deal with, but I don't know. We're just getting there, and from there I'll have to see what it looks like.
Okay, 'cause I was just a little concerned because this is very unlikely to go off without some sort of idea of what we're going to be doing, and communicating with the rest of the group what we're going to be doing.
Well, at least this way we'll kind of be able to see what we're getting into instead of just dropping blindly. We might have to make up some quick decisions on the fly.
Okay.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
Well, just so you know, I have your back, as always, and I understand where Sherbin's coming from. I understand that she's upset. I just want you to know that I wish that we had taken a little bit more time to plan this, because it seems kind of foolish to go into a war without having a war machine and leaving one behind.
I can understand that. If it were anybody else's family, I think they'd probably react the same way.
Yeah, I understand. I would react the same way, too.
Sorry, you have a person. Never mind. You can keep
No, what about KT?
Oh, no, nothing. I mean, DX, you know me and my family. We train for emergency situations like this. There's no way we'd be acting all crazy.
They're doomsday preppers.
Yeah, I understand. You had that bunker, and you were kind enough to let me store some things there. I thought I'd be able to get back to them someday, but at this rate, probably not. That's okay. I'm sure your family put those bullets and rations to good use.
I'll get you back there. Don't you worry, DX. I swear it.
When Fifi pipes in and says, "What about that one time when the lizards were walking across your yard and you guys all pulled swords on them?"
I didn't know she was there for that, KT.
I mean, look. If it's a lizard and it's green, it's bad. They just had to die. I mean, those lizard people, you haven't heard from Q in a while, but they're still out there. Where we go one, we go all.
Oh, I heard that. Oh, I think I heard that from you, though, Kevin, so I guess that doesn't really count.
Yeah, it applies to all situations, right? Like where Sherbin's going, apparently we're all going too.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I guess all this talk is good. It looks like we're all on the same page. Kevin's ready to jump in and make some snap decisions. The professor's ready to make some snap decisions. So, this is going to go great.
Catch.
It's going to go great.
I throw you the half thing of chocolate.
Oh! Thanks, Kevin.
Melted.
Yeah, no worries. It might be a little melted. It was in my pocket, but with the air current up here, it seems pretty cool. Hopefully, it didn't melt too much.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. And you know what? Even if it was melted, it's the thought that counts.
No worries.
Can I get within 30 feet of Millie and Sherbin's bird?
Sure.
Then I will mage hand over the link pearl.
Get that out of my face.
No.
The Nacho Libre. Get that corn out of my face.
Since Sherbin is driving, I'll send it to Millie.
Are they like clip-on earrings, or?
It's like you set it on your ear and it will slide in, kind of thing. Like it slots itself in.
Millie will just like put it in Sherbin's ear while she's driving. You always look so confused yet happy to be here.
Sherbin feels it. She acknowledges it, but she doesn't respond.
Don't say anything, just sending it back.
Whoa. I could actually... Thank you. I can feel the difference in his heart since I've been giving him the medication. I can actually... It's like... Regular. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
It's kind of crazy.
Wow.
Oh, that's gnarly. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Good boy.
You're a good guy.
It's a bit steadier now.
It's steadier and it's not nearly as fast. Okay, hi.
I was showing the face where his heart's going fast.
Okay, so, Alright, fine. Here, you can go to Alex.
Take that.
Pet pass.
Pet pass. On the ground. Sorry, Fenrir distracted me. What is everyone else doing?
I guess I'll pull out the link pearl to connect to the Professor. Professor, exactly how far of a journey is it? Professor, exactly how far of a journey is it?
I don't know, Harry. I've never been here.
Oh, I'm from here. How far is it?
He's seen a map.
I've seen a map.
Exist.
You know, on the ground, it probably would have taken you more than a day to get there.
But we're flying, so.
So you estimate at the speed that you're going, it would probably take you. I mean, since you can fly straight, you don't have to worry
That's the
about
Falcon
meandering.
flies.
Yeah, you could probably get there with that in another 30 minutes.
Right there. Could have just taken an Uber.
Well, the path, if you had been on the ground, would have been like winding through mountains, going through a tunnel. It's not. It wasn't an easy path. The fact that you could fly there makes it a lot faster.
That topographical magic.
Where exactly are we heading, though? The steppe is a large place. Any particular landmark, city, civilized area, defensible position? I recommend where we land, we find some place that is defensible. Especially since there will be conflicts, death, and fighting around us.
I spoke with Sherbin a bit about where her tribe was from, but I don't think there was any particular name of a space. Is there anything we should be looking out for, Sherbin?
Out of character, what's the name of where
Reunion.
that's the name of the big thing where Magni is?
That's the Dawn Throne. But Reunion is the first place that people entering the steppe would see. It's basically the trading outpost of all of the tribe with the outside world.
Right, that's where they're walking into the steppe, yeah.
Yes, but technically, I mean, if you're flying in there, the way that the mountains are, it'd probably be the first place you fly over to.
Okay. But Sherbin's going to try to steer her falcon straight towards where her village is.
Okay. And your village was?
It didn't say where they would be in the guide.
Well, they're kind of nomadic.
I mean, she would
Oh, like
know.
Knoll? Or Knoll?
What was that?
Like the Knoll tribe? Where Serena
The mole?
is?
M-O-L?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that you'd probably be roughly in the same area as the mole, yeah.
Okay, alright. We have good relations with the mole.
Yeah. Okay, so, anybody else had anything going on? I think I interrupted you. You were starting to say something about what you saw in the throne room, or did I miss that?
Can I use message to talk to Tavi?
Sure. Are you doing that privately?
Yes.
Send him a message.
Okay. I wasn't sure if I should do that.
Yes, it's called using your phone. That's how you use the message spell.
Very convenient.
But in game, yes, you're using message.
Wait, do you have to know how to read and write?
Thankfully, no, so Kevin could learn that cantrip.
We're going to be flying straight to where my village should be. It'll be near the mole tribe in the northeast.
A mole tribe?
Is there any high ground around your village that we could land on? Perhaps an area where we could observe the village without actually being seen from anyone there?
Wait, it's a tribe of moles?
Kevin, shut up.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Harry's had enough.
I love you.
No. I wanted you to interrupt me. Like, it's Kevin's being Kevin.
Yes,
War mode.
further north.
Abrupt.
Further north, there's a series of cliffs and caves we can go to, but that's heavily littered with yole birds.
That's fine. A few yall birds won't stop us. Oh, I knocked it over again. Come, Wormita. You know the cave that she's speaking of, yes? You can't hear it. All right, there's a cave north of the town. Let's go there.
Who do you say that to?
Worm Eater, my buddy.
That sounds fun.
The Worm Eater.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, let's see. How fast are you flying right now, Wormita?
If I had to do the calculations in my head,
Yes. Can you fly faster?
350 nautical miles per hour?
Can you fly faster than that?
Probably, but I might injure myself.
That's okay, I can heal you. I'll scout ahead.
Hey, that's a great plan. Okay, bye.
Alright, so yeah, Harry is taking point to go secure these caves that he has heard from once from Sherbin while flying on a bird.
Logical plan.
That's how it works.
Okay, so you overclock your bird.
Yeah, exactly.
By that you mean you feed it a Nospeller.
Special favorite food.
Get some sugar. Okay, if you see, inexplicably, Harry and Worm Eater fly ahead of the group at speed. Like they're passing you on the freeway. But, let's see, how do I describe this? As you get within about 10 minutes of when you expected to arrive in the Asm Steppe, you suddenly see mountains rising up in the distance, and you get closer and closer and closer to them until you can see over them.
Draw distance.
Yes, thank you.
Turn my graphics card up.
You see the Asm Steppe.
Turn off shadow.
The Asm Steppe is, for the most part, very flat. It's not what you wouldn't have expected anywhere to be this flat, but it quite is, and it's surrounded on all sides. It's as if it's in a bowl of mountains, and there are some areas where the ground is lifted up, not like floating, but it's like
Elevated.
elevated. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. There's terrain. At the very center of the Asm Steppe, there is a lake which either feeds into or is fed from 3 different rivers that branch out. Like if you're looking at it, it was directly north, you'd see one at 2 o'clock, one at 6 o'clock, and one at 9 o'clock. Branching out of this lake.
Can we see the river? I mean the lake, or that's in the middle of the steppe, and we're just entering the steppe.
I'm telling you, once you've flown up to that mountain range, this is what you see.
Oh, how big is the steppe? If we can
It's
see.
very big, but you're also in the air, so you're getting like literally a bird's eye view. You should be able to see much further than you could on the ground. You can't see everything perfectly, but what I'm describing is what you see. Over to all the way to the west, there appears to be kind of a deserty region, while the rest of it is fairly well vegetated. You see a lot of grass, not a lot of, there's almost no trees that you can see whatsoever, but lots of grass. And you see all the way to the west, in one of the elevated sections, there appears to be a settlement of some kind, and whoever's in that settlement appears to be quite small, but you can't really make out what they would be.
Individuals are small, or is just a small population?
No, it seems to be a lively population, but small inhabitants.
People.
Yeah. Now, back to that lake that I mentioned, the most interesting thing about it wasn't the fact that it has rivers leading out. It's the fact that there's a mega structure built into it, that it's basically kind of like a tower with a large bowl sitting on top of it, except the bowl's filled in and it's flat at the top. This is what's known as the Dawn Throne. Anyone who has heard of the steppe probably would have heard of the Dawn Throne as well, as it's like the big tourist attraction if you were to come here. That is where the ruling tribe sits. And the ruling tribe of the steppe changes each year depending on who wins the Dunchig Nadam. That is basically a competition every year. At some point we could go into the details, it's just not important right now, but whoever wins that, and it tends to be pretty bloody, people die, that kind of thing, they get to then be the rulers of the steppe for the year because they believe that they are blessed by their gods.
What kind of competition? Like a sporting competition, or like a
Let's sport.
both. It's both. It's. Let me put it this way: the PvP in the game is set in this area for one.
Okay.
Like one of the areas is here. There's other PvP areas too.
The people who determine tax laws are the ones best at killing each other in brawls.
More or less.
Sounds.
They're the ones that are favored of their two gods, which is Azim, the step is named after, and Nama. Nama is like the moon, Azim the sun.
Sunstep.
Yeah, that more or less. And in fact, thank you for reminding me, I have it as in sun music.
Oh yes. Sun music.
All right. It's very kind of does remind you of a savannah a little bit, except no trees. Anyway, so that's what you see there. And then you see a settlement which appears to be a trading post to the east. And this is very close to what appears to be the land bridge that leads here. I say land bridge, it's like a canyon, is what I meant to say, that leads here. And that appears to be populated, but it also looks like most of the open... It looks like it was previously an open air area, and now it appears to be covered. Like they built an artificial roof over this entire
Big old
trading
circus
post.
tent?
Huh?
Big old circus tent?
Kind of, except more sturdy. So that's what you see when you're approaching.
Are there any like obvious signs of like battle?
From where you are?
Smoke
Right here?
plumes.
No. Okay.
Was that just for Harry to see since he got there first?
Oh, that's gonna be for everybody because Harry's ahead of you, but you'll be there within a short amount of time.
I mean,
Okay.
Sherwin, a real nice place you're living around here, the steps.
No, thank you, Jimmy.
Yes, thank you, Kevin.
Now, I know there's a lot of feelings going on right now, and I respect it. I'd be really stressed out if it was my family too. But just remember, everyone here is sworn to protect you and help you, and you just gotta let us help. All right? I can't see anything bad happening to you, and that extends to your family. All right? So, can we work together on this as a team?
As best as we can, of course. Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome. I got your word on that, right?
As best as I can. Just don't get in my way.
Well, heaven forbid I'd be in your way.
Anyone else?
I'm just along for the ride till Sherburne Parks.
Okay,
Literally.
Harry, you wanted to go ahead. You were trying to get a vantage point.
yeah. Or I mean, we were going to meet at the caves north of her village. I
So
was
you
going-
can't see those yet.
Okay.
They're literally the northernmost part of the steppe.
Oh. So I mean, we're just gonna fly over the whole steppe then.
Yeah.
Because we're coming. What you said? To the
Coming from the
west.
south.
Okay,
Well,
coming from the south.
technically you came from the southwest, but you first flew west and then you went north. Or I'm sorry, you flew east and then you went north.
So then, I mean, right, if we're going north, and on the west side is the desert, that would be on our left, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Reunion, the trading post, is to your right.
Sherman, should I look out for anything? Any particular danger?
I don't know what we're looking for. They just described it as the killing fields. And they said that there might be 3 primals in the steppe currently, so for anything that looks amiss, just watch out for that. And the yule birds, if you're heading towards the cliffs that I discussed before, and the caves, watch out for the yule birds. They are very big and very angry, especially when it comes to protecting their eggs.
Well, that just makes them easier to spot. So I guess just flying. How far north is it?
It's a long way. It's going to take you some time to get past it, but at this point, I would say you're ahead of them. We'll say about like 3 minutes worth of time. Okay. You're approaching the midsection of the steppe. You can see on the Dawn Throne, it looks more damaged.
Oh, okay.
There appears to be burn marks. It looks like some parts were there were explosions. There are holes and chunks of it missing where they probably shouldn't be. It looks unnatural. You don't see anybody on the Dawn Throne. If they're there, they're indoors.
Oh, so it's a big plateau, right?
Yeah.
With buildings and stuff, and everyone's inside.
Yeah. Although what you see is there's a lot of tents on it, but there's one actual stone structure. The rest of it is kind of collapsible. Most of the tribes in the steppe are nomadic. Almost nobody settles in one place.
The only settlers are the winners of the World Cup.
Technically, yeah. That's actually a really good way of putting it.
They get the penthouse.
The Dawn Cup.
Dawn Throne.
Dawn Throne Cup.
Okay. You do, however, now spot something troubling.
Oh, yeah.
To the northeast, you see a very, very large flying shape. It appears to be many colors.
What is it? Nature of... This is a big number. 21.
Okay. This is not natural.
Oh, shit.
No, I'm not saying that you have to roll somebody else. I'm saying you realize this is something that you would never see in nature normally.
Oh, is it a primordial?
Primal?
Primal. Primordial's the language that I speak.
If you were to guess, you would think it's a primal.
Okay. Oh, well, I've got good news and bad news. Actually, I've got two pieces of bad news and maybe some good news. It seems that this Dawn Cup has suffered some sort of attack. There's damage on it. No one out on top of it. No signs of life, but not necessarily signs of death. But there's also some creature, some primal being to our northeast.
Correct.
About so far away from us.
You would guess that it's at least 5 moms or more away.
About 5 moms to our northeast.
Now, Sherbin, when you hear this, something would be set off in your head. The Dawn Throne is consistently the most single populated area in the steppe. The fact that there's nobody on the Dawn Throne is concerning.
Oh no. Oh no. No. The Dawn Throne. Oh. Good God, the Dawn Throne. There's no one there at all. You didn't see anyone.
29.
I will answer in a short bit.
Nothing like this has ever happened in this steppe.
Can I roll again to see if I recognize the primal?
Sure. Would it be with advantage? Because it's not necessarily history.
Okay. Then I will do it again. History check?
Well, yeah, we'll call it history, but don't roll with advantage.
Okay. 21.
How did you describe it to him?
Oh, I just said some sort of primal creature, but I guess some sort of flying... What does it look like? It looks like a dragon?
From where you are, it's very hard to tell.
Oh.
It looks like a rainbow with wings.
It looks as though it is some sort of celestial shape.
It has a very long tail
With
that
a great tail behind it.
It has a mess of feathers sticking out from the tail.
Feathers like some sort of eldritch bird covered in emitting all sorts of colors.
It looks, the strange thing, now that you can see a little bit closer, because it appears to be getting closer, there looks to be some kind of helmet on its head.
Only one bird in this world used to wear helmets. It also seems to be wearing some sort of headgear, armor for war. But Sherbin, I'm getting back to you.
When he one second. When he mentions the helmet, that rings a bell for you with your fucking 21 roll.
Yes.
Tritoch. Tritoch. It's known to be a many-colored bird serpent.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it looks very much like this.
Oh, Quetzalcoatl.
It's not a Quetzalcoatl.
Sherwin.
Was that a thing in the ice?
Yes.
Sherwin, do you guys have like a... Back in Cliffside, I created like a fallout shelter. Like a shelter for my family. Is there a place like that, but like for your city, for your town? Like where would they go if they were in danger?
Out of character, I was wondering about that because it's not explained in the game. Would the Dom Throne be sort of treated as in like where multiple tribes can go in for shelter if something were to happen in the steppe, like say a massive flood or something?
I have some information for you,
Okay.
but just to see if I can give you additional information, please roll with advantage a history check.
Okay.
Or this could be not. Wait, there's no local check. Is there?
History.
Yeah, it'd be history. See, that's one of the reasons I like Pathfinder. I like it when it's more granular skills. I don't like that all the skills are kind of rolled into one.
Man, it's all about the drama.
I just like having the more granular focus rather than, oh, I know history. That means I must understand both the history of this food and of this war.
Nat 20.
Damn.
And that makes
Okay.
it a 25.
Speaking of, that's our tracker because we've got to build that back up.
Oh shit! Thank you. I would have forgotten if you didn't mention it.
Oh, I'm glad
I'm
I
sure
mentioned
some
it.
people did though.
Oh, I didn't do it this time.
Okay, you guys are
Oh, that's cool.
not very close to a limit break yet. Did you just look it up, John?
I wanted to find a picture of it because I couldn't see what you were showing me on the phone, and I found a bunch of like
That is a much
NES
better
art.
picture.
Yeah, this is I found something that was like someone had made something cool. I didn't look up stats or anything. I just literally just not like they'd have stats, but I
It's
just looked
not
up
like
what it
it
would look
matters
like.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here's what you know, Sherman. All of the tribes have an area where they would go to ground if they needed to avoid danger of some sort, with a few exceptions. For example, Sadu's tribe. Why am I forgetting their name?
Oh.
Fuck, I'll look it up. Hold on 1 second. The Oranir, for one, would never go to ground. They're more strategic. Dotharl, thank you. The Dotharl also would charge headlong into danger. They would not hide from it. So they would, under no circumstances, have an area where they would go. You know where your tribe would hide. And if you remember, recently I mentioned that you found an Allegan ruin in the steppe. You found it when you were being shown where to go if there was danger. So that is near where you last remember your tribe being, in the north of the steppe. And you'd have to go through a cave system to get there, but you know of it.
Would that cave system be connected to the cave system that she told us about?
That's what I'm referring to. There is one other spot with your natural 20, and there is no reason that you would have known this because it's only something that's told to the tribe leaders, the tribal leaders of each. The Dawn Throne, yes, it has a lift to take you up to the Dawn Throne from the ground. It also has a subterranean section, which is hidden from most people. That goes underneath the lake.
Okay. And I would know this apparently. Yes.
No, I don't see anyone.
Kevin, yes, sort of. The Dawn Throne does have a place where people can shelter, but it's under the lake.
All right. Well, if your people aren't there, let's not get crazy right away. I mean, they're probably sheltered in place, right? I think it's like most obvious answer. No one's just gonna sit outside if there's some scare or thing about.
No, Kevin, that's not the only place. Each tribe in the steppe has their own special hiding place for emergencies. We only know of our own tribes, so I do know where my tribe would hide if they have the chance, and that's actually where Harry is going. It's within one of those caves.
All right, well, let's start there, and then we'll figure it out from there, right? And plus, finding your people's the first thing that's priority now, right?
I hope so.
I
hope they're all right.
Girl, the
Yes.
open channel.
Yes.
Shabbat, I hate to interject, but
She
we
doesn't
don't
have
know
her
if it's
earpiece.
safe.
Yes,
She does.
does.
Oh,
I mean,
so give it back. Okay.
Well, the only people who have the earpiece are in our group. Because
I thought everyone with the link pearl.
There are different link pearls for
Oh.
different groups.
it's like a specific radio channel, but you can only access it if you have a link pearl from that set.
I never.
So there's one for the Circle of Knowing that you have, and then there's one specifically for your group, and I think you had one other one.
That one.
And
You have the
the
one.
history of the world, no one's ever been able to hack into someone else's link pearl network.
No, it's
Okay.
magically secured.
Okay. Never mind.
Guys with a mouse do whatever they want.
Well, that's a little different. So, Harry, you're flying further forward. The rest of the group, you're now coming upon the central section here. If it weren't such a dire situation, you'd probably be struck by the beauty of the step. It looks like even at nighttime, it would be perfectly brightly lit by the moon, and it would still be just as beautiful. It's one of my favorite areas in the game, not gonna lie. It's great. But you also now see what Harry was talking about, the giant creature to the northeast. It appears to be flying around in a circle. It hasn't gotten any closer to you.
Does it look like it's circling something?
Yes.
Damn
What's it
buzzard.
And while all of you are looking at it, or not looking at it, you see something out of the peripheral of your eye. And it appears to be a large boulder being hurled from the ground up at it.
How big is large? I mean, can we...
Bigger than my apartment.
Okay, that's big. Well,
Did the boulder come from the area that it was circling, or from outside of the circle?
From where it was circling.
it seems that our host might have some other guests here who are less polite than we are. There's a giant boulder flying towards this creature, most likely an attack from something that can throw a giant rock.
Everyone can see it. Like you might be narrating it, which is fine.
I'm narrating.
But everyone
I'm
can see
monologuing
it.
it.
And as you're saying that, you actually see the rock connect with the bird. And it briefly stumbles and starts to spiral down before flying back up. And then you see a spray of red and blue come from its mouth, aim directly at the ground, and it just lays waste to all of the grassy area that you saw there. It's like now a deep trench, and you see it stop when it hits something doing this. It's a...
Oh no!
Oh no!
large...
Okay, they're back. Phew.
Oh, God.
What?
You guys,
froze
you guys
on
glitched
us.
out for like
Froze
five
in
seconds.
I thought that we were in Wakanda for a second.
Yeah, we just saw that, and that was a freeze.
So you didn't hear what I had said?
No.
No,
What was the last thing you heard me say? Shit.
we saw you make the move with your arms.
Okay,
Like the
so-
spray of blue and pink.
Some large glowing brown entity is just crossing its arms like this, and it seems to be able to hold back the breath attack from this creature. It appears it's a rotund thing that looks almost like a rock itself.
Can Sherman
Would you say
tell?
it's Titanic?
I would.
Basically a Goron from Zelda.
Rodan.
It's
No,
it's
no
literally-
blind girls around.
What?
Blind children.
Are there what?
Blind children down there.
Oh my God.
Flying children?
Just checking if to see if Toph's there.
Huh?
Oh,
Boulder
from
feels conflicted about finding a young blind girl.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Continue on. Yeah.
Can Sherman
Is
tell
it
from?
just me, or are there two primals fighting each other over there?
Seems that you're correct.
Yeah, Sherwin, is there a way we can get past, like get to the secret hiding spot without having to fight those guys? Because I'd rather just let them fight and then we kill the loser.
Can Sherman tell from where she's flying if the fight is happening where her village should be, or if it's away from any of the encampments?
It is east of where your encampment was.
Was.
Well, does mean that it
No.
no longer exists.
So would
The
Sherman
last
know if?
time that you were here, it's east of where your encampment was the last time you were here.
Okay, so there's a chance that they might have migrated.
Correct. But your hiding spot has always remained the same. They migrate around, they just don't go too far from a central location.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes, Kevin, I think we can go around them and go straight to the cliffs.
All right, hey, I know it's a crazy situation, but you gotta be strong for your people, right? You can't go getting all cryy, getting all crazy, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. You gotta be strong for them. Because anything my grandpappy and my father taught me is you gotta be strong in moments of chaos.
Is Sid's spell still working on her?
The calm emotions? How long does it last? It's not very long, is it?
I think it's 10 minutes or an hour.
So, the calm emotions would have calmed you down in the minute enough for you to gather your wits. Now, whether or not you want to say that you're becoming hysterical again, or you're like, I don't know what the best way to describe it, but like you're manic. If you're feeling manic again, then that's up to you. But I would say that you were calmed for long enough to, see reason in what you're doing.
Right, we can do that, but I need to get closer. I need to be able to see where they are. Where they're fighting.
Okay. Well, let's just not get too close, right? Can't do any good to your family if you get knocked out, right?
Right, whatever. Could you please take me a little bit closer to where those two are fighting? Just a little bit. She's talking to her falcon.
Okay. 27.
Natural
20s.
Let's go. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you guys.
Wait, with a natural 20?
Natural 20.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You hear the sound of something trying to be very quiet coming from the
I get
west.
advantage. Oh, snap!
Another 20?
No, a 1.
Thanks.
What is an
Why did
advantage?
you roll the 1?
So I had it.
Yeah, Nat 20.
yeah.
He decided to roll again because he has advantage on hearing.
No, that I'm following the rule.
Yeah.
You have to roll.
So what was the 15?
What 15?
You had a 15.
He had a
No,
20 and 1.
That was.
He set it down and then he rolled it again.
Gotcha.
So I get the 1. You guys get the 20.
For advantage, both dice, even though one of them doesn't count for the actual game.
Yes, we established it before we started playing. If you roll with advantage
And
they all count.
disadvantage.
Cool.
Yeah, same thing. They all count. Yeah. So, you turn your head. You were very, very engrossed with watching the battle to the east, and then you hear the slightest wing flap from the west.
Was it a yole?
No, it's not. It's something much larger. You see something flying like a bird, but in no way is a bird. It has large wings, but it resembles a kite more than it does a flying animal.
Some sort of mechanical.
Nope. It is. It is a living creature. It is green and white all over, and it has electricity arcing off of it as it flies around. And it's coming right for you, with its mouth open.
That's fine. Big like a primal. Is it a primal?
It is a primal.
Oh,
It is
okay.
very, very obviously a primal, even if you don't know which one it is.
Okay.
I will post a picture. It's not Zapdos.
Oh man, good thing I have my master ball.
What are the odds that all 3 primals would be at this exact location?
They're not. They're in different parts of.
How
the
far
steppe.
away are the Rodan and the Black Panther?
They're like 5 miles away.
They're very far away. Okay.
1 second, please. I'm finding a picture of what you see.
Yep. While Harry was looking, Millie hit her chest beacon 4 times to call Deus over.
Oh, okay. Fly on over.
Does it have a horrible death whinny? All I saw
I
was
hope NPH does an updated Dr. Horrible, because the writers just want to strike again. So I'm like,
that'd be cool.
come on, do another one. You know you want to.
Would I put this under scenery? Probably not.
And Millie's gonna motion for Deus has goggles, right?
I'll put it under character
like the
portraits.
goggles to hand them to Sherbin.
Okay. So I'll take them. I'm going to actually throw them to Millie, so you can catch them and hand them to Sherman.
Millie, to make that easier, she'll do her
it's not a
chakram
giant
grappling hook
That's cool.
because she can use a grappling hook to throw it to you, so you can tie
Yeah,
stuff to it.
It's coming towards Harry and Worm Eater, and it's faster than we are.
I didn't say that. I said it's flying directly at you.
I'm sort of looking at it, gauging the speed. Could we get away from it?
With a fair amount of maneuvering, maybe.
Maybe.
It does look to be moving pretty fast, and it does have a beat on you.
All right. Well, Wormita, you're about to earn your worms. Turn towards it and go straight to the mouth.
The closer we are to danger.
The closer we are to danger.
It just says to you, what?
Don't worry, I'll tell you my plan. Well, once we get close enough, I will use my magical ability to create a sudden gust of wind, and we'll be able to turn out of its guides and pass it.
Sure. If birds could sigh, you imagine it would?
No. Friend, you will not sigh.
It banks to the west, directly towards the oncoming creature.
Okay. It's very fiery.
As you're approaching it, you're realizing it was a little bit further away than you thought. And it's much bigger than you thought.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Still coming up down. Does it have any fluffy abilities? Like it's
glitter.
Glitter. It doesn't like distract them.
No. It's glittery and it makes the camp invisible and attacks at advantage.
Did you say anything to the group about this?
Oh, I guess I would have just said, oh, there's another. We have a third friend.
So when he says that, you guys aren't so far behind that you can't see Harry, and you see something very large descending on him. And it's that picture that I just put in character portraits that you saw. What did you just post there, Jimmy?
Hey, Harry, watch out! There's that big thing chasing you.
That was?
Yeah, the other one.
Yeah, that's the other one.
That's...
Where did you put that?
I put it in general discussion because that's where John had put his. But all character portraits makes more sense. I'll put it there.
Hey, Harry, get out of there!
As they say, the closer we are to danger, the farther we are from harm.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. So this is what we have to do.
Soul thinks he's never been.
Makes zero sense.
Who the fuck is this guy? What was that?
I said it makes zero sense, but I love it so much. It's like so hairy.
The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You said it today. That doesn't make any sense to me. But then again, you are very small.
Yep.
They say it to Treebeard. Right? It's Merry and Pippin.
To get him, they can take him to the north.
Okay. I'm like, I know I've heard that before. Okay, so you turn towards it.
So the plan is fly right towards it, and right at the last second, cast gust of wind on the bird, on Worm Eater, to push him some way out of the beak or out of the maw area of this primal. Fly past it, hoping that it can't turn on a beat and chase us.
Sure.
That's the plan.
Go ahead and just roll a straight d20.
Yeah.
For me.
Come on, money. 8.
Okay. Flying directly at it, it's flying at you. At this point, it realizes that you've seen it, obviously, and it just screeches loud enough to make your ears bleed.
Oh, gross. Better hearing than normal? Does that affect Ella's?
It makes it worse for you.
Yeah.
So, like blood is coming out your ear, and you just hear this tinnitus ringing going on, and you just think of Archer like mop. Sorry, you hear this ring. You hear this tinnitus.
Mop.
Ow! But you are still able to cast your gust of wind, and from your position on top of Worm Eater, the wind blows Worm Eater down. And it dives underneath this creature, which just flies straight over you. And you haven't seen it turn back towards you yet, but you were able to fly down and around back in the direction that you were going.
Oh, I'm going north. It's coming.
You turned.
Okay, so I was going north. Turn this way. I'm going to keep going west, past it.
So it's headed east where you saw those other.
Yeah.
You're just.
I'm continuing just to give a little extra.
Is it heading at the rest of us that are flying?
It's not. It has, as far as you know, it hasn't seen you. You're far enough behind Harry. It seems to be flying where the other two primals are.
Professor Sherman, Mop, I recommend you perhaps to fly a little slower, closer aerially, for there is a third guest in this fine step.
Tavi, Sid,
Mark.
and Sherbin. All of you roll an arcane check.
Would I have been far away enough to not be hurt by that screech, by the way? Since IML is in as well. Okay.
You heard
Just so you know, Kevin would like to roll an Arcana check too.
Sure.
Yes.
With disadvantage.
Oh, perfect.
I hope you get 2 ones from me.
Yeah, I did not. I rolled really well. With a -1.
Who's licking my foot?
16.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I lied. 12. Got disadvantage.
I'm still good for Kevin.
I mean, having a -1 in Arcana, yeah, those are great rolls.
Okay, so one more time, everybody who I told to roll one at a time, tell me what you got.
23.
Okay, Sherbin. Sherbin.
23.
Okay, and Kevin?
12.
That's above average.
I think so,
Kevin,
yeah.
you feel very briefly nauseated, sort of weakened, but it passes very quickly.
Is that his brain working?
Yeah.
I think my headache still hurt me from when
It's like a body ache. The rest of you rolled high enough to notice you see this big flying creature. You see as it's flying along, it's casting a shadow on the ground where it's moving. The sun it's noon, so the sun's basically directly in the sky. And you can see on the ground exactly where it's moving. The grass seems to be turning brown and shriveling up. It's as if you start to see like some kind of energy rising up out of the ground and dissipating as it flies over.
Since Harry flew under it, is he affected?
You did not have that effect.
Oh, it did not get affected by the necromancy.
You were fast enough that whatever it was, if it was doing something, did not affect you.
Gotta be faster, grass.
So, that's what you see. Areas seem to have veered off towards the west. Kind of lost in the struggle, but so you're not exactly sure where he is. What are the rest of you doing?
Millie borrowed Deus's Hawkeye goggles and hands them to Sherbin.
She puts them on real quickly. Thank you, Millie.
Okay.
And Sherbin's still flying closer to where those other 2 primals are fighting, but now she's trying to use the goggles to see.
So are you flying towards them, or are you flying north towards the cave system that you know of?
The longer it's happening, the more towards them she's starting to go, but it's at an angle so far.
Okay. With your goggles, you very clearly see primals that you know of. Shit, what? It's got like 3 different names. Which one did I say it was? Tritalk.
Tritalk.
So Tritalk, yeah, that was the easiest of the 3. One of them was like, I'm not going to pronounce that. Tritalk is familiar to you as someone from the tribe, or from the steppe, rather. So is Quetzalcoatl, which is that large green thunderbird that you saw.
Mm-hmm.
One that does not at all look at home in the steppe, but yet you know it because it is famous in Eorzea, is Titan. It is most often associated with kobolds around Limsa Laminsa. What it's doing here is not certain.
Okay.
But one thing that you can see for certain, everywhere on the ground around Titan and even spreading out appears to be dying. All the vegetation, any color appears to be dying. That's in addition to the damage being done by Tritalk's attacks.
Sherbin
And at
starts
this
to
point,
veer
you
her,
actually see... I'm sorry?
Sherbin starts to veer her bird closer, like angling her bird closer towards almost going head on to where they are.
I like the way you think.
Okay. Well, you see Titan reach down and pick up a boulder from the ground. And as he picks it up, you see several people, like step people, run from where they were hiding behind it. And they're like, oh shit, no more cover. And they're like running away. And then you see Titan just chuck the boulder again at Tritok, and this one misses entirely, flies in the air, and then falls, but it seems you have no idea where it landed because it fell off the side of the step. Excuse me, which is like a wide open area. So it's just a big drop. All the while you see Quetzalcoatl is getting closer. The people that were running away, Titan grabs one of them and eats them.
Can I recognize what tribe the people are from based on what they're wearing?
Not easily from this distance. Their clothes that they're wearing are very dirty and tattered. From this distance, it's hard to make any concrete observation about it.
She's directed her bird to fly straight on at this point.
Has Sherbin said anything? This is all in her own mind.
Like, she just saw this, directed her bird straight on. Oh, they're eating people! They're eating people! They're eating the people!
Are you flying through the Leviathan, or are you flying towards the people that are getting? Where's Sherwin going? The people. Okay.
She's heading towards where Titan and
Tritok.
Tritok? Yeah, Tritok are fighting.
I'll direct my bird to follow. Is that where your tribe usually is, Sherman?
They're dead. There's so many dead. Oh, he just reached down and grabbed one and just bit him in half.
So?
Kevin's going to try to get the rock monster's attention.
From your bird, mom's away?
I figured I was closer to them, but okay, never mind.
Y'all are about 5 moms away from them.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
You're about where Harry was when he first described it.
Sherbin had binoculars borrowed from Deus that let her see all that with detail.
How close am I to Sherwin?
Your group is pretty close together, aside from Harry.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm gonna follow Sherwin, and then once we get kind of into view of the Leviathan, the rock Leviathan, then I'm gonna try to get its attention. So we can just keep flying for now.
Okay, all of you see Sherbin and Kevin start to veer off from the direction that you were going.
Following.
Going on a feet trip.
Oh boy. Split the party 3 ways.
Just a reminder, I took advantage from Sherwin's attacks.
She'd rather die for both in this case.
Confusing.
Well, you knew what Tritok was, so you would have seen that in text. Titan is way more well known, but you've never seen or know about Quetzalcoatl.
No first-hand experience with any of them.
No.
Okay.
Oh, would I have been
Really?
able to recognize... Sorry. Would I have been able to recognize if the people that Titan was eating, if they were Aura or kobolds?
They were Aura.
Okay.
Rats.
No, those are kobolds.
Hey.
They're kind of like rat monkeys. That's what kobolds look like. They're not D&D kobolds.
Oh. Yes.
Definitely mammalian.
Urban, listen to me. Is that where your tribe normally is?
Yes.
No, it's not. It's not where they normally are.
I thought they were...
That's what I've been trying to describe to you. This is far east of where your normal settlement is. If I didn't make that clear, I'm sorry, but that's what I was trying to get across. This is not where your settlement usually is.
Okay.
This is like a good 6 or 7 miles away from where your settlement normally would be.
Okay, alright. No, but they might have moved. They might have moved. I have to check. I have to see. I have to make
they're
sure.
in the cliffs. In the cliffs.
But there's people, Sid. They're dying.
Right?
I
They're
know.
trying to hide, and they're being eaten.
I know. We have to get you to your people and figure out where we're going from there.
What if that's where they are? What if they're the ones being eaten?
You know that they would have gone to safe ground.
What if they could? What if something happened? What if the caves collapsed?
Well, then we'll get there and we'll clear out the caves and get there.
West. Yeah, because
But we need a starting point. We can't just dive in everywhere we go. Let's go to where we think they're going to be the safest. Start there.
With visible struggle, she reluctantly veers her bird away from its trajectory.
Okay, Kevin cancels his plan to be a distraction.
oh man, you gotta commit.
Well, she's not
My
going to have
apologies for being on top of things tonight. That was the wrong thing to be listening to for a while.
to. She's not going after the people, so no need to try to save her life.
Okay. You spot a piece of jewelry fall off of a severed arm from somebody that Titan ate,
Ooh,
and
she's
you know that
camping.
it's closely associated with the Querel, Querel.
All right,
All
let's
right,
get
he
going.
works for Voldemort.
Let's get going. Faster the better. We got to get out of here.
All right, lead the way to the caves. We're following you.
Yeah, lead us all the way to your people so we can save them.
Okay. Is that where we're going? Harry, what are you doing?
You're back on course.
So you're now trying to reconnect with the group.
I've made enough distance between the giant rainbow maw.
Hey, Harry, we're heading back to the caves. Follow us.
Are they ahead of Harry now?
No, you're basically collapsing onto each other.
Okay, Kevin.
All right. So your group moves north. You're flying north. It's pretty unsettling what you've seen and had described to you. I don't know. Some of you might be into it. I don't know. I don't know in your life.
Fucking shame.
But
Damn.
Really
Why are
serious.
they so laggy?
I'm not. If you're into
Voice experience.
earlier.
You got,
You're getting experience from multiple senses.
you guys are lagging pretty hard.
Actually, some working video. My
Yeah.
finger in his face, and he kept going for it.
He's not biting the cords.
Yeah, as long as it's not biting the cords, I don't care about your
Well, they said we were
messages.
lagging.
Yeah, that's.
Are we still lagging?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be a perfect timing. Are we still lagging? Then you guys literally just freeze.
I'll
You're back.
hop out of the call real quick.
All right, much better. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
better.
David's reconnecting the video.
No, I was saying, tell them that I disconnected. That's why I'm up there. Because we're lagging.
Misunderstood.
Anyway, no, the video looks fine. I like your purple mouse.
It's
not a euphemism.
Side buttons.
Oh, did you get an MMOS?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
sprint.
Yes, that's my favorite. The upper button I use for punching, like in Overwatch. The bottom button is my sprint button.
Pop your sprint.
I haven't figured out
Yes,
what I want to
pop
do.
your
The top
That's
button.
exactly what that means.
Learning.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
I love that one of the biggest takeaways Adam gets from the game is pop your sprint.
He also picked up one when I was living at my old place. He watched us start. Don't get Venn diagrammed.
Well, so I mean that having just that extra button for sprint has made such a difference
Oh, yeah.
in so many fights.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And PvP. And just running around town. What was that? Sorry, was that boring?
No, like, because you're running around town and you're sprinting.
Gotcha. Yes. So, you begin flying closer to where the cave system that Sherbin knows is. She's leading the way at this point. You see a giant chunk of mountain is missing. It's not where your cave system was. But it was a carved into the mountain, kind of Mount Rushmore style, except more intricate. It was it was a statue of Bardem. Bardem is a famous ruler of the steppe. Like, he was one of the longest serving rulers in the steppe. Say his tribe was, and then he was the one that was
He was
ruling.
like the Tom Brady of the steppe, because he won the most Super Bowls.
Sure.
They tore down the face
Except,
of the
unlike
Hawkeye.
Tom Brady, he was known for being the one that unified the tribes. Not under one banner, but in cooperation.
Did he have a brother named Bailey?
Barham and Bailey.
Okay, good.
All right, that was pretty good.
I'm happy I stopped
Can we feed Kevin the Titan?
What was that?
Can we feed Kevin the Titan?
No.
Yes.
No, that was good.
Exactly, so he can die on a high note.
Kevin, what character would you make if Kevin dies?
Tom Brady.
I'm thinking about different characters to make. I will let you know. It kind of feels how I feel. But
I'm not serious right now. But
it's okay. Kevin's going to die in
going
a
out
stupid
with
way.
John's gonna come back as Landfill.
Nice. So whatever the next character needs to be a hippie,
Lalafell.
just like a super far left hippie to balance out the Kevin.
But a Lalafell.
Yes, opposite end of the spectrums.
Bernie Smulders.
He'll be the actual extreme.
Asking you to cast Fireball.
He'll be the actual extreme left wing guy. So he'll like
The actual-
want to murder all the rich people and take all the property and spread it among everybody.
Eat the rich as always is.
Pure anarchist.
I don't know what anarchy is, but I like it. Right,
I'm on a hot dog Mountain Dew.
Wow. Oh, Grandma, not my prison shank. All right. So part of the mountain's missing. This entire statue appears to have been broken off, which is quite a feat because all that's left are its feet. But still, it was big and very heavy. Thank you. However, you get to a part of the mountain pass where your encampment had been, and it's not there. There's no sign of struggle necessarily, but the entirety of the encampment has been broken down and moved elsewhere, perhaps?
Which way?
You have no idea.
Good.
What you do see is there's not a good spot to there's not an easy way to climb this mountain to where the cave system is. At least there's not like a switchback path. You literally would have to rock climb from the bottom to get to the top. Something that being on Falcons you can bypass.
Damn it.
But you see something that would be hidden from just about everyone unless they're airborne. There's a lip of mountain. It kind of sticks up like that. Like, here's the wall that you're climbing up, and then coming up to this point, that's like a lip. And then there's a depression where it appears you could land your Falcons. It's large enough, and it looks like there's a cave in the wall, but it is being covered by an overhang. So even if you didn't know what you were looking for from the air, it'd be very obscure. That's what I'm trying to get
Good
across.
cover, yeah.
Not sure if that was a good description. This is the spot that you loved as a kid, Sherbin. This is where you saw the Allegan ruin at least once. I don't know. It's up to you if you saw it more than that.
Gotcha.
But this is where you were told is your safe spot.
Gotcha. It's here. It's here. We need to land our birds on that little step right there. right there. Or ledge.
All right, lead the way.
Do it.
Sherman's gonna land her falcon on the ledge.
Okay. It immediately collapses to the ground. Not like dead, but like, holy fuck, I've been flying for a while. That kind. You guys did not give them any kind of rest. You just flew. Some more difficult than others. Worm Eater lands, and it does its best to just remain upright, head pointed up, and it waits for you to get off.
Oh my god.
Every time Harry looks away.
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much what it is.
Good job there, Wormita. You've earned your worms today. Can I find worms using magic or something?
Speak with worms.
Speak with worms? Druidcraft?
Those aren't the worms I like to eat.
What?
Worms.
Oh, like... Well, we almost got eaten by a worm, so...
Lizards will suffice.
Okay.
It stares at Sherman.
Yeah, how about a nice seed pod? I know Druidcraft make a seed pod open.
Oh, they're omnivores. It catches it in its mouth and swallows it.
Ooh, Edamame.
Just kind of grumbles.
We're in war now, Wormita. We have to make do with what rations we can get.
The birds, after you get off them, begin to congregate with one another.
They're gonna rise up.
Some of them are appear to be picking things out of the feathers of the others. And they're kind of talking to each other. Worm Eater turns to you and says, "Are we free to go, or do we wait?"
No. We paid for several days. I would have very much like it if you were to stay here with the rest of your group. Are you the leader? I dare say you should be.
Sure.
Are birds pack animals?
No.
Well, they are now. Assert your dominance, Wormita. You are now the sergeant of bird.
It looks determined. Like, it can't smile, but it's got this gleam in its eye. It's like, yeah, maybe I should take control. And it's just like looking at the others. He's like, we will wait. And not just because we're your slaves.
No. You are not slaves. You are enlisted birds.
Literally are your slaves.
No, you're
Hey, you
not
did a good
slaves.
job flying there. Friend bird. I take out like a handful of the jerky and I put it on the ground. You've earned this.
I translate to the bird.
Alright, all of the birds begin nipping at it.
Good
Oh,
job.
yeah. That's not for you. It's for my bird.
No. Kevin, they are now a unit. They are a military unit.
You want to get in there between them, Kevin?
Oh, no. I didn't realize we were flying military unit birds.
Yes,
Those must be better than regular birds, right?
oh, now they are.
Well, just take the rest of my jerky. So I
Yes,
take
well,
out
we
the
have
rest of my jerky and just throw it on the ground. For all you.
So you only had the jerky that you got from the motel in, Fuck, why am I blanking on the name?
Doma.
No. He had the ones from, right before
Namai.
this.
What was that?
Namai, thank you, Namai.
So I have the jerky that I got from the
those
Mai.
were-
I also got the jerky that Millie gave me.
How much did you give him?
It would have been a few pieces.
Okay. So you throw it all, and the birds just chow down. You just threw a long distance on them, and they were carrying you, so they're very hungry.
Yeah, you're extra hungry. I mean, these aren't as good, but you can have some of my rations and some popotos. I throw those down as well. Not all of my
As you're throwing a
rations.
popoto, you throw a popoto and through the air to get to them, and an arrow flies straight through and skewers one of the popotos in midair, and it flies off. And then you turn to look. There is an Aura standing at the entrance of the cave with a bow drawn, and two others kneeling down next to him with crossbows aimed at you.
I put my hands up. Whoa!
Just
Not for another fight.
Kevin.
Hey, I look at Sherwin. Sherwin, did you do something about them?
Yeah, Sherman's already jumped down from her bird and walked up to the aura there. Does she recognize them as people from her tribe?
Yes, you do.
Oh, hello. Oh, I'm so relieved to have seen you. What happened? I'm Sherbin. Do you remember me, Sherbin?
Yes, of course. It's been a little time since you've seen me. I've grown up. I'm Jekyll.
Oh, Jekyll.
But I would remember you anywhere.
You hear Kevin snicker slightly in the background.
Why?
His name's Gerbil. It's a silly name.
His name's
It's what he thinks in his
Gerbil.
head. No one understands why he snickers.
He's just laughing by himself.
Love it.
Next to the birds.
You don't recognize the other two. They can't be older than 10 years old.
Oh, that's scary.
What about Jekyll? How old does he look?
Jekyll looks to be, it's not Jekyll, it's Jekyll. Looks to be in, I would say his early 20s. Late teens, early 20s.
They age at the same rate as other...
They age like higher do.
Yeah, none of the normal races have fancy.
Oh, okay. So it's the same...
Well,
the same...
With the for example, Ellison, they don't hit their growth spurt until their mid-20s. So they're real short, like Alze Alpha.
Right, lifespan-wise.
Lifespan is the same.
Oh, I'm just
They
like...
have different growing styles.
I'm just... The fact that one of them's 20 and two of them are 10 means that they've got child soldiers and some really young guy
Correct.
at the gate. Okay. That's... The story is told.
I'm sorry, I've been away for so long. I don't know what's happened in the step. What's going on? Can you please tell me who's still alive?
Perhaps it'd be faster for you to come see yourself. Come in. Are these your friends?
Yes, they are. They came with me. They helped me get here.
Should we allow them inside?
Please do.
He turns and in a loud voice addresses everybody. Outsiders, you will be allowed in our settlement. But you walk at all times with weapons drawn. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand, but you got a place for our birds as well. I want to make sure they don't get hurt.
Your birds will be treated better than you.
Well, that's not very nice. Kind of look towards Sherman. That's it. Kind of look.
So Jekyll turns to the kids and he kind of does like that clicking sound and nods towards the birds, and the kids put away their crossbows at their belt. And they go over to begin tending to the birds and tying them to perches.
Now he's gonna approach the two kids and in the shadiest drug dealer manner, just be like, rock candy?
I'll give you advantage for that. I'll give you bardic
Can you do a persuasion?
inspiration. Bardic inspiration.
Persuasion check? Or diplomacy. Whatever
Yeah,
the fuck
it's
they call it.
persuasion.
I'm giving you
That
a
is a
D6.
D12.
I'm giving you a D6.
From what?
To sell the kids drugs.
Right, because
To
you
sell
can
the kids
do
drugs. Because I haven't been able to do that.
What,
Natural
self-respect?
one. They're wary.
Good. But I'm proud of the tribe.
Okay. The kids look at you and they look at your hand and then they turn and they look at Jacob and they're like, "The fuck do I do with this?" And he just kind of nods and they take
say
the
no.
candy and begin tasting it. It's really sweet. They're not used to very sweet things. So
Don't
they're
forget to mark
instantly
down.
like, "Ah."
Don't forget to not mark them that one. Yes.
I did. Thank you. I
Yeah.
already did it. Thank you.
Yeah, Millie's not good at persuasion at all.
Apparently not.
No, like literally, she's not. It's the only social skill she's not proficient in.
Well, I figured that was the right one to use for offering candy to children.
Oh, for sure.
that are
I was going to
distrustful.
be deception.
Why would
I turned to DX.
No, deception would be like smuggle candy to the kids in front of their parents or pretend
Yeah,
it's
you're
not
deceiving
that.
the parents.
Yeah.
but not.
I whispered
yeah.
to DX. Hey, DX. I mean, if they're all like this, I think Sherman's actually the nicest of the bunch.
Yeah, so far it seems that way. We'll have to see how the others treat us.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, that's it. Commentary.
Okay. Are you entering the caves then?
Yes,
Yeah, we're following.
Yes.
Corporal Wormweed, I leave you in charge. You
Been promoted.
They didn't demoted. You called him a sergeant a minute ago.
I know,
He's a corporal.
He doesn't understand.
No, he's the corporal. I realize I'm retconning.
I'd be private by the end of the night.
I'm retconning the sergeant. He's the lowest level of entry.
You know what I'm gonna be? I'm gonna be a private first class. That's what everybody wants. Yes. First class has got to be the best, right? All right. So as you enter these caves, They're dank. Not.
We all get rid of
I
it.
just,
All that front talk, I thought.
that's why they said no.
The first thing that you notice immediately after stepping into these caves is it feels much cooler than the outside did. The steppe is pretty open. There's not a lot of areas where you can hide from the sun.
Yep.
As soon as you step in here, you're immediately cool. Chilly, even. There feels like the air has dampness, humidity to it, and
We're in a void.
you hear hushed voices from further in. They might not be hushed, they might just be far away, but they are echoing through here. Things that you didn't hear when you were standing outside. Once you get a little bit further in, the entirety of the cave expands. It becomes much wider. And at the very center of this cave system, you see a foreign contraption. You could not possibly figure out what it might be for, but at least one of you recognizes it. I would say two of you recognize it.
Fourth primal.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
This is some kind of machinery built by the Elegants.
Does it happen to have
Toddy, you would understand that too.
does it happen to have any runes on it that we recognize from the room?
It does. Not ones that you necessarily recognize from the room, but the style is the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, what its purpose is completely unclear to you. But this is Sherman actually told you about this very recently. So alongside this, there are it's like there's a circular walkway around it, and then there appear to be offshoot rooms in here where people are staying. And now you are starting to see more of Sherban's tribe, the Bayakud tribe. Lots of people around in here. Many of them
Elegant dinghy.
Many of them appear war-weary. There's wounds everywhere, lots of people laying down. Nobody appears to be very happy with their situation, but they appear to be safe-ish at the moment. What would you like to do as you're walking? You're being led by JKL.
What's the age demographic?
It's
Everyone?
Yeah, everyone.
Okay.
There's children and elders. And
But it's
everyone.
not it was just the 25 and belows that were in the caves and all
No,
the
I mean,
adults are gone.
Are there a lot of military age adults just mulling around, or is it like mostly just kids and older people?
The Bayakud tribe is not militaristic by
No, I
nature.
just mean as we're walking through these refugees, do we see a conspicuous lack of adults as if they're off doing military? Okay.
You see all age ranges in here. And everyone appears armed in some way.
Oh, there you go.
Or some kind of protection. Even the kids, the ones that are young enough, well, like as young as 7, you still see with weaponry.
As Harry walks by, if he sees kids like, the crossbow a little out of focus or whatever, it'll just kind of stop. No, do it like this. This is how you do it.
Edenard would love it.
There, this is it. Getting a flashback.
He just kind of pulls it away from you, like,
Not
leave me the
enough
fuck
orphans,
alone.
No, my friend.
I don't know.
I'm not that kind of
We
friend.
don't know yet.
Alright, you continue along, and Jekyll actually turns around, and you see him look at Sherban, and for the first time you see him kind of smile, like a half smile. He's like, "Hey, we've got visitors!" He's yelling into one of the rooms. And the first person out there is a little bit older, probably appears to be midlife-ish, showing signs of being a hunter, scars, that kind of thing. The way that he looks at your group and looks at the surrounding area is very reminiscent of what a hunter would do. One thing that you notice is the entirety of his left arm is missing, and it's bandaged up. Shangiz looks at you, Sherban. My love, you've returned.
Oh, she just runs to him and just hugs him so tight, and she's just crying inconsolably. She's just absolutely crying. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't
Through
believe
your. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry I wasn't there for you. I'm so sorry. What happened? Is everyone alright? Oh, my darling, what happened to your arm? Oh, I wasn't here to help you. I could have helped you, but I was away.
That is so much, my dear. Please, allow me to speak. Yes, I'm missing an arm, but thankfully, Azim saw fit to grant me another.
Kevin throws his arm over Sid and kind of like holds him close.
Millie makes a terrible joke.
I am the moon.
As for,
I take
is everyone okay? No, not everyone. But
I use it for evil.
he looks over his shoulders, and standing there smiling wide are Oktai and Turgan. And,
My chart.
what was that?
I had to check my chart for who that was.
Clearly, there's favorites.
Oktai seems younger than Shengiz, and Turgan seems even younger still than Oktai.
It's like a logic problem.
Oops, I just made a mistake I did.
No, like if he's younger than him and he's younger than him, then he must be younger.
Turgan's in his 20s. Oktai in his 30s, probably. Somewhere around.
Yeah, Oktai's 32. And I mistakenly named one of her kids Oktai as well. So,
Yeah,
Junior.
yeah, we're just going to go with Junior on that one.
yes. Speaking of which, Adgurel, Taban, and Oktai Jr. are all in the same room.
OJ.
So,
Oh,
Is that all three of them? The kiddos?
yep. Outgirl, Taban, and Oktai. OJ.
all of them kind of just give a polycule hug to you. So it's basically everybody's just glomping you at the moment, and that's where we'll pick up next time.
Oh,
Ah,
Kind of intense.
Hell yeah. Now we have one.
Lots of stuff going on.
But what about the eggs?
Yeah. Good stuff. Good
so
stuff.
relieved.
What was that?
I'm so relieved.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're relieved that I didn't have to try to knock you out. Jesus.
That's why.
We ever husbands and 3 kids.
2.5.
I'm actually
That's
not
why I was
certain
thinking.
which kid goes with which husband.
No, I figured it out.
I assume Octai Jr. is Octai.
It's just a really strong bromance between two of the husbands.
What do you think Octai's?
I thought they were
Two of her husbands do appear to be a little bit closer than friends. Just
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for a polycule. Like, it's very specific. Like, they decide how they want to raise their families, if they want to be separate, if they want to raise them as like a community. I don't know.
It's a
So
community.
it's so specific. It's
Yeah, it's
All the
community.
words.
Like
Community?
the entire tribe pretty much raises the children together. And the only way children have legitimacy is by who their mothers are. So the fathers, not important really. The only reason why the fathers marry the women are for status and security.
so it's a matriarchal society.
Very matriarchal.
Got it. Okay, interesting.
And matrilineal.
So Octai and Turgan appear to be in one piece, but damaged in some way. We'll get into more of that. Well, all of them. Everyone here has emotional damage.
Okay.
Is Luffy there?
The kids kind of have a 1,000-yard stare, but they break out of it when they see you, and they're very happy. But other than that, the only direct physical malady that you can see is the missing arm on Shengiz.
And
I just
does
realized Kevin's not going to leave this place alive. He's going to offend every single person there.
Yep.
This is awful. This is the worst place you could have sent Kevin. Jesus.
I didn't send you there.
We're trying to get
Well,
out of
but
dungeon.
it is harmless
How
husband.
bad.
It look like he has recovered in the sense that it's not.
You still see
recent.
blood. Like it's still collecting blood. The bandages.
Okay, but he's walking around.
Yes.
More or less.
Yeah, so like, he doesn't look like he has blood loss or an infection.
No, but the wound is definitely not closed yet.
Gotcha.
He's a tough guy.
See what
Anyway.
Speaking of wounds, I still have a cerebral hemorrhage. Gonna fix that?
Don't go to sleep anytime soon.
You can't wound what's not there.
Yeah, good point. Good point. No.
Hey, Kevin actually should have resistance to psychic damage.
How do you kill that which has no life? See you, Adam. Drive safe.
Great to see you.
I gotta get home.
Oh, good.
All right. See y'all next week.
All right.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.